What's up, guys? It's finally the video you've all been waiting for. I know it's been a long time in the making. I'm posting it and making this way later than I normally do because it is certainly not April. Before you all bludgeon me, I have a good reason for it, but let's not get into it. Let's just look at some beautiful phones. So, here we are. And get used to this view, or enjoy it while you can, because this is the only time it's going to look this nice. After I show off every single device, it's not going to look this nice. So just, do a quick overview of all of the phones. I have not properly counted them, so I don't know if my guess is correct. I will put the number of them in the screen right now on post. So whatever number that is, that's the right one. I know it's more than 500, probably more than 550, might even be more than 580. But yeah, that's all I know. That's everything. I'm not showing the cameras right now or the laptops, but everything else is being shown. Actually, where are the tablets? I may have lost the tablets. Oh well, it is what it is. You know what? I might even be showing them because I'm not the smartest. As you can see, the boxed phones are over there, which I've got 3 of them. And I've got, the dumb phones over down here and the smartphones up there. But let's get into it and look at every single one of them individually. Yes, I'm crazy. Still. So if you've watched last year's videos, you probably remember that I did how to do a lot of jump cuts. Well, this is going to be the exact same way, so again, get used to it. However, I'm going to do something slightly different this year. Instead of doing smartphones first, we're going to be doing dumb phones first. Not only is it because, they're probably going to die faster and I just want to switch it up, but also, you can clearly see that's not the most comfortable position to be in, but that's what we have to do soon. So, yes, you should be glad I like you guys and really enjoy still making these videos still. Also, it's quite late at night and I'm running on very little sleep, so I'm sorry if I screw up my speech more than a normal person should, but let's ignore that. So the first phone is old BlackBerry. I can't remember the model number of this one. I haven't used this camera in a while, so hopefully I still remember how to focus it and such. This one did work, but I don't have a battery for it. I just threw another one in there when testing it, but it doesn't have its own battery. This is a silver BlackBerry Curve 8330. It is on Verizon, as you can tell. This one, it doesn't have a battery. The back's a little scratched up and messed up, but it works fine. Same exact phone. This one is in actually kind of worse shape. The back is even more scratched and messed up. And it's starting to get really sticky. Ew, I really do not like. I understand why they used rubber for basically everything with dumb phones, but it's just I just thought it was called rubber rot. Apparently the proper name for it is rubber reversion, which same thing basically. And it does not feel nice to hold. Yucky. Here's another one, also starting to rubber rot. These are all kind of doing that, which they didn't when I first got them, which is sad. I don't know if you can really tell in this really orange lighting, but this one is pink. Wow. It's actually very pretty in person. This one also works. They all work. It's just this one actually has a battery. It's just dead. Thankfully, my favorite Curve is not dead, though, or Curve 8330 is not dead. However, I don't even know if this one's an 8330 because it's on Sprint. I don't remember the difference, but they all look like 8330, so that's just what I'm going to go with for now. This one, yes, it does have charge, and it works totally fine still. This is my favorite one because, well, it's orange, and orange is my favorite color. I think that makes plenty of sense. But now it's killing me, so, what are you? Does it tell us? Oh, wow, that took out a refresh rate. Jeez, I didn't know. Well, I'm not sure if it'll show in the actual video, but let's do about. Okay, so I was right. It is still the 8330M. Oh, will you focus, please? There we go. Yep, it is an 8330M, so I was close. No. Okay, get out of there. Love this phone. It's very cool, even though I'm not really a fan of Blackberries, to be honest. This is a BlackBerry Bold. Oh, I guess it died. It was charged. That's the thing. I did try to charge all of these, but I've been trying to charge these for months, so it is honestly amazing this many of them are on. I have charged some of these over 3 months ago at this point, and they're all still kicking. This one is not one of those phones, unfortunately. This phone works fine, though. Same exact phone. Are you on? You are not. Yep, also in good shape. The same phone again. I know one of these did not come from Target. One came from a university bin or the bin at the university my sibling goes to, but I don't know which one it is because I don't remember. It's not like I can just look at these devices and be like, oh yes, I know this one has an IMEI of this, which matches this, but that's what my catalog is for, which I used to have public, but unfortunately I had to put it, not public anymore because we've got some rascals on the internet just blacklisting people's phones for no reason. Thankfully it didn't happen to mine, but I know you're out there. I've seen what happened, and yeah, I'm not stupid. Let's just ignore that, though. This is a BlackBerry Curve, a slightly newer one. I don't know if you can tell in the lighting. This is not optimum lighting, but it'll do, I guess. Oh, I guess you're dead, too. How sad. It was working out earlier, but oh well. I know this one works fine, though. No rubber rot, thankfully. Alright, we're going to be doing a slight jump cut, so you have to excuse that. Alright, we are over here now, and I know what you might be thinking. Why are there smartphones here? Because these two things are smartphones. I kind of forgot about them, and I didn't know where else to put them. So let's talk about them first. This is a T-Mobile Sidekick 2. I don't remember which one is which. Actually, wait. Let's see. Let's flip it open. This one, yeah, this is the more recent one. I got this. That's the thing. Some of these phones I've not shown in a phone finds video because I've been waiting to get this out. So again, I'm sorry. This came from my local Target, or one of them, and it does work totally fine. The wires are sticking out of it, so hook it up to a bench power supply, but the battery was totally cooked. Yeah, this thing's really cool. It's in better shape than the other one I have, which that other one is right here. It's just slightly more dinged up, and even though they're the same exact one, the same exact model, like you can see they're both Sidekick 2s, this one does not say Sidekick 2 on the back of the screen for some reason. Very odd. You can't see the IMEI, but who's going to blacklist a Sidekick 2? I mean, if you do it, I'm just going to haunt you. This is a Samsung SGH P207, a singular mail-in phone. Really cool. Can't show it working right now because the battery died, but I just love this design. It's just a very flashy phone. We got a bunch of these. I'll move the camera down a little bit. Oh, hopefully not that slow. Jeez. Sorry. Got a bunch of these Kyocera phones. Again, these four I forgot to put in the proper spot, so you'll see phones like these again soon. These four in particular, Isaac Graves gave to me for my birthday, so thank you very much. All of them work totally fine. Just turn them on right here. Yes, as you can see, they work totally fine. I didn't really do much with them because there wasn't much to do. There's still a bit of personal info on them, but that's just how he got them. That's fine. These are neat, but there's not a whole lot you can do with these, like, modification-wise or anything, and plus it's not like I can put my SIM card in them. But yeah, they're cool. I like these ones a lot. They look like they are barely used. Well, this one does not count because you can see the front screen or the outside screen is cracked, but all the other ones are totally fine, as you can see. But I will demonstrate because that is entirely necessary. Yes, observe. Yeah. They're all not dirty at all either. Like, they're very well kept, so I'm glad. Yes. Next up is this Samsung dumb phone. It's a T-Mobile one. I cannot remember the model number of this. I think it's an E815. Yes, you need to insert your SIM card, but let's do one better. Yes, as you see, flashing SIM. This thing is very angry at me for not having a SIM card. Let's find out what the model number is for sure. Yes, it is actually wrong. I was actually wrong. It is an E315, which will it show on the camera? That's the best it's gonna get. Oh well, oops, didn't mean to hit that. This is another one. This might actually be the E815. I get them confused all the time because they look so similar. This one has a SIM card in it, so I can do stuff with it. Auto update and time on whatever. No, I don't care that much. I promise you it is not the year 2000, nor is it 5:10 p.m. It is much later than that, actually. Let's see, is there anything interesting you can really do with this one? I've put my SIM card in it before, and it's pretty fun to mess with, but let's try Funbox. Are there any games on here? There's a few games, but I think these came with the phone. I don't think I put any games on here because the internet browser doesn't work anymore, which is quite a shame. Got any sounds? Yes. We do have a few MIDIs on here that came with the phone. Neat stuff. Close that. Yes. Another Samsung phone. It's an A series of some sort. It's SGH A series. I can't remember which. Works totally fine. That is the correct date. It is, in fact, July 19th at 2:03 in the morning. And I have work tomorrow, so be so glad I do this for you guys. Seriously. Well, I find fun in this, so we got any games on here? We sure do. Do they actually work, though, is the question. No, do not. Well, it is clearly the demo version, unfortunately, so we're not going to bother with that. Again, this was another phone I couldn't do a whole lot with for some reason. Like, this one is unlocked, but yeah, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, I couldn't install I couldn't install Opera Mini on it, which was stupid. I want to see that star again. Yes, star. Sanyo phone. This one works totally fine. It's just, you know, like any CDMA phone these days, it's just going to be looking for service forever because Verizon CDMA is shut down and, well, Sprint doesn't exist anymore. But that's okay. Can you even do anything with this when it's in this mode? You can, thankfully. Wish it would stay focused. I like this little menu, these little cartoony icons. They're neat. Yeah, not a whole lot you can do with this on here, but it's still a cool phone. Cool old relic, like most of these type of phones in my collection. Of course, we gotta ask, any games? No games. Sad. This one's on a weird carrier. Oh yes, love that orange screen. This one's on a weird carrier called Ready Mobile PCS, which this is one of the few that, if I can actually look at it real closely, let me see. It's one of the few of these phones on this carrier I have that it's actually printed on here properly, but I got all of those phones in like brand new for almost like a dollar, and you'll see them later, but a lot of these Ready Mobile phones, and there's another carrier, I think it's just only one wireless, it's clearly the stickers put onto like Sprint phones. Speaking of Sprint Sanyo phones, this is another one. Fortunately, it does not work as, yeah, you can see this hinge is pretty broken. It's like an old 2D, not 2DS, it's like an old original DS on this, they would break like that. This one is, you can just see the model number right here. It is the PM8200, yes. Is that I read that correctly? Yes, I did. It's very late and the lighting in here is unfortunately not very good. I've been told that phone is rare, so I'm sorry it's in this state. Dumb phone enjoyers. Next up, we have two UT Starcom Blitzes. These phones are really neat. I just wish they were not on Verizon so I can actually mess with them a little. Yes. They do, in fact, make sounds. Can't see it. You can see it just fine, actually. Just got this nice little blue hue to the... Actually, more it's like a purplish hue to the D-pad and stuff. But it's just your typical Verizon Brew phone. I remember there was some movement with the dumb phone and connoisseurs. I guess they were starting to hate on Verizon UI for some reason, which, yes, it's boring to see all the time, but I don't know, it's kind of grown on me. I'm very used to it. Yes, this one works perfectly fine. This I got in the bin a while ago. Only reason I even mention that, because unless otherwise stated, everything I show is from recycling bins, you know, as always. I say that because this one was from a phone lot and, oh, well, it's not on because the battery's dead, but the screen's totally broken on it. Old Samsung Sprint phone. This one is dead, unfortunately, but I know it works totally fine. And I also have, this one is also dead, the Ready Mobile PCS version, which, again, it's actually printed on here. It's not just a sticker, but you can see that for some reason, well, not for some reason, they got rid of the Sprint logo. Here are the two phones next to each other. They are otherwise exactly the same. I mean, they're both in really good shape. I mean, this one's from the bin, and this one was like new in box. Yeah, they're kind of neat. Oh, and the back doesn't say Samsung either. Very interesting. There's lots of those. Samsung AT&T phone. That's this SGH-A series. Unfortunately, the battery's dead, but I know this one works fine. It's useless. There's really nothing you can do for it. Let's take this. Actually, no, this looks like it's a crack, but I guess it's designed like that. At least that's what I remember. Really weird. Next up, I got a Kyocera Marble. I do not have a charger for this still, so I can't test it correctly. I mean, I've hooked it up to a bench power supply before, so I know it works, and this phone is, even for a dumb phone, is incredibly slow, which is a shame, because I just like this button layout. And yes, I have two. Here's the other one. They're both in comparable shape, to be honest. Don't worry, I got one that's actually on. This is a Samsung Gusto. I don't remember which Gusto it is, but we're gonna find out. Let's see. Phone info, not my number. Software. That is not helpful at all. I don't know what any of that stuff means. Does my number tell you? No, because why would it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Samsung Gusto, but typical Verizon dumb phone of the newer Samsung Air. I mean, you can see the TouchWiz-like icons, or those the straight up TouchWiz icons. Yeah, what you'd expect. This is a pretty old find of mine. I've had this one for quite a while. What was it? Yep. Works totally fine. Notice a lot of the phones are going to be on airplane mode because, I want to keep their batteries nice and not dead. Here's another one. This one does not have a battery. Oh my goodness, I knocked my camera over almost. Whoopsie. Here's an LG VX8350, I think it is. I have a few. I have another one of these too. I think I have. Do I have multiple? I sure do. One's the other color. You might notice about this one, it's just boot looping. It's been on this Verizon wireless screen. It's been doing that for hours now, unfortunately. I don't remember when it started happening. Like, this was a somewhat new issue. Can't really tell in the lighting, but this one is gray. And I have another one that the battery is dead. I should actually swap them. That'd be smart. Oh, I guess it's not dead. Maybe it is dead. I don't know. And this one is a nice maroon color. I like this color a lot. Do you work? Battery might have just died on me. Come on, please. Huh. Oh yeah, the battery's about to die. See, it's flashing. But yep, this one works fine, thankfully. So at least I have one that, isn't totally borked. That's the music button. Now we got two of these. These are two LG phones. They were originally on Sprint, but because of what they are, they're on that weird Ready Mobile PCS carrier, as you can see. This one's not on for some reason. And this one you can clearly tell. I mean, with this bad lighting you might not be able to, but yeah, you can clearly tell when I shine the light on it. That is just a sticker over the Sprint logo. I mean, that's just lazy. Like, why would you do that? I don't know, that's like a common thing for these really weird NVMNOs I've never heard of. Man, this screen is really hard to focus on here. There we go, those viewing angles suck. Wow, at least on the camera they do anyway. In real life, they're not that bad. Yes, I know, one of them is dying. Not too much you can do on here, nothing particularly interesting, just pictures and stuff. Oh, wait, no, games? Do we have any games? Oh, we have quite a few. I don't know if anyone else remembers the, if you freaking see it on the screen. I don't know if anyone else remembers the Diner Dash one, but I don't know why. I remember trying to play that on a phone like years ago when I was a little kid, and I had no idea of how to play the game. I've tried to play the game now, and I still don't know how it works. Is this the demo? Let's find out. I bet it's the demo, isn't it? Yep, it is the demo, as it's asking you to buy Pac-Man, with a game you can just freely emulate. No thanks. It's crazy because I think of like, man, why does almost no one have these games? But when you find out that these brew games were usually like $6 a pop, and the data plans, like the cheapest data plans to be able to even get those games were prohibitively expensive during this time. So just like, no wonder no one bought into this. Alright, we're going to be doing another jump cut. Alright, we're over here now. This is a Sanyo phone. I think this is a Sanyo, I think it starts with an M. I don't remember too well. I am sorry. Yes, again, you can see the sticker over the Sprint logo. It just looks so bad. Like, why did they do that? I don't understand. And for some reason they got rid of all the icons, so it's just this stupidness. Like, why? Like, you just made the phone not cool. I don't like it. Well, at least I do like this orange or amber keypad, though. That looks awesome. I mean, I'm biased because it's my favorite color, but you know how it is. Any games? Yeah, there's a few. Interesting. Close that. I don't even know if this has a front screen, and if it does, it doesn't work. The same phone, except on Sprint, you can see this is the same thing, except Sprint. And when you press it, you can see the icons are back. Yay! And it actually looks better than just a bunch of gray stuff. Like, why? Why did they do that? I don't get it. Does this tell you the name of the phone at least? I'm trying to look. Version. Well, there's the model number. It's the SCP-3810. I don't know what that stands for because it is late and I just don't remember any of that stuff. Since it's different colors, you can see the keypad's like a green on this one. Yeah, I can clearly see there's an indicator of a front display. It's just not doing anything. So it might just be broken, unfortunately. Good chance it's an OLED screen, because these early OLEDs on these dumb phones, they were known to just kind of break. This is a Sanyo Katana 2, I believe? Could be no, it says it right on here. It's a Katana DLX. I was right about my other guess. Makes me think, like I never thought about this until recently, but Motorola Razr, Samsung, oh god, what was the Samsung one? I don't remember what the Samsung one was. There was a Samsung one, and this is the Sanyo Katana. All stuff revolving around like sharp objects. The Sanyo Katana phones were nice. I wish they weren't CDMA exclusive, but you know. Wow, live wallpaper. Yes, I like these icons. They're nice. I've had this phone for a while, but I didn't really get it working until not too long ago. I think even last year, maybe 2 years ago. It took me a while to actually get a charger for it. Yes, we got games, as usual. Not as usual, but a lot of these Sprint phones do. Yep, there it is. This thing's still pretty beat up. It's going to be like that forever, probably. This is a Calcomp Captor, I think. I've had this phone for a while, but it stopped working a long time ago. I don't know. It just stopped doing anything, so it's literally just a shell now. I mean, it's just been converted into a dummy phone. This is an AudioVox phone of some sort. It does not work. It has some weird software issue, which apparently AudioVox dumb phones were just notorious for that. It's really weird. Next up, we got a Samsung SCH. No, actually, SCH, I think it's a U410. This one's dead though, but I know it works. Excuse my creaky floor. This one does work. And as you can see, it is working totally fine. Let me try to focus that a bit better. There we go. Yep, not too interesting of a phone. It's just I know it plays sounds like higher, slightly more high pitched for some reason. Let me play something to demonstrate. It's too quiet. Yeah, you get the point. It's not the MIDI. It just plays things slightly higher pitched. And when you even turn the phone off, if you're a dumb phone connoisseur, you know that the Verizon shutdown sound doesn't normally sound like that. And when I turn it on, you'll hear it in a bit. It's just too high pitched. It's really strange. I don't know why it is. Yeah, I don't know what causes that. This is a Samsung phone. I forget the model number of. This one I don't think has a battery. It's very lightweight. Pretty sure this one works. I think it does anyway. Here's the same one, except in way worse shape. It is just so scuffed up, as you can tell. Yeah, jeez, look at that back. Like almost all the paint's coming off. Do you work? I guess it's dead right now, but I remember that one working. Alright, we're gonna have to be doing another jump cut. It's funny being in such a larger space because, you know, just having to do jump cuts all the time, but you know what, it's fine. This is a Samsung phone on Sprint. I, again, as usual, forget the model number of this one. Had it for quite a while. It makes nice sounds, and I like the icons on it. I'm just going to tilt it so the freaking camera would pick it up. Anything interesting on you? There's a couple games. Oh yes, the Monkey Ball one's on here. Close that. And that does work, it's just extremely dim, because there's no backlight. This Motorola phone kind of just looks like the Motorola Pebble. It does work, but the battery is, I don't think the battery's in it right now. This is a very old phone. This is an AudioVox phone of some sort. This one works fine. There's another one right next to it. They both work fine. However, one, I think... No, they're both on Verizon. I don't know what. This one just says the Verizon logo. However, the other one says AudioVox. However, you can see that is a sticker. Why would they do that? And it's not like it's on a different carrier because you can clearly see it just says Verizon on the inside. I don't get it. The funny thing with these phones is if you close it while it's booting up, it freaks out and makes a bunch of glitchy noises, and when they're charging they try to turn themselves on all the time and just flip out. Like, they make really strange sounds, and if you're trying to sleep and you hear that, that'll definitely wake you up. This is a Sanyo phone of some sort. Of course it's on Sprint. This one's dead, unfortunately, but I know... Oh, wait a second. Maybe it's not. It's an SCP-8400. I know this one can never tell when the screen's actually closed or not. I don't... Probably a button's broken. Huh. Weird. I don't know why it was closed as if it was dead. Because the idea is everything that's already open has a, not dead, or it has enough battery charge. Yeah, it works fine besides the whole screen, like, the screen staying on thing even when it's not supposed to, because when you close it, you can see it's still on. It says you are loved. How nice. I'll keep that open. Motorola W755. This one, they all work except this one's dead. It's starting to get kind of sticky and gross, unfortunately. It's one of the first dumb phones I found, which is neat. Here's another one that does work and is on. As you can see, it says my channel name on it. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, once you've seen one Verizon UI phone, you've kind of seen them all. Fortunately, it's just the difference of which one has games or not. I don't think these ones do. Yep, but it still makes the Motorola sound, so yeah. That's what the outer screen looks like. Same one, it's just dead. Oh, almost thought those bloated for a second. These are W355s. This one is getting quite nasty, and like with the rubber reversion, you can kind of see with how textured it is. It's not supposed to look like that, and trust me, it's as sticky as it feels. I think it's dead. Yeah, it's dead. Kind of designed like the Motorola, not the Razr, but kind of like the the Cursor, or the, some people pronounce it like the Crazer. I don't know. I think it's Cursor. I could totally be wrong though. Really nice design phone. I just like how it feels in the hand if it wasn't so sticky. I know these three work though. It's just they died. Their batteries aren't so great. This is a Samsung Convoy of some sort. I cannot remember how to tell them apart just by looking at them, but they'll tell me in the menus. It works totally fine, as you can see. Let's see. It is a U640, whatever that means. It's a Convoy of some sort. It could be a Convoy 2, Convoy 3. It's definitely not a Convoy 4, though. I know that for a fact. Yeah, when you're in airplane mode, a lot of these phones have a special wallpaper, which is kind of neat. There's the outside screen. Again, we got these music buttons. Oh, I've never actually touched that before. Interesting. Good to know they actually work. Same phone, it's just dead. Same phone again. Yes, I have three of them. It's just, no need to show it again. This is an LG NV2, basically the laptop phone. These are awesome. I love these. I mean, again, I really wish it wasn't like a Verizon exclusive. I mean, this design isn't a Verizon exclusive, but these phones are sick. I just love the concept. Phones are still interesting now. I don't believe that they're, stupid and boring and all the same, but it's just, it was nice during this experimental era. I mean, very LG for sure, which is partially why they're gone. Rest in peace. Well, not really. Their phones kind of sucked after 2013. This one works fine. I know this one is loaded with games, which is great. Which I will demonstrate actually, because these LG phones, the firmware can be patched, so you can just, do whatever you want with it and just run unsigned, or the games that are signed with the wrong stuff, because Brew is a very restrictive operating system, or dumb phone operating system, and this kind of just gets rid of that. So when you go to the browse and download folder, there are a ton of games. Very, very cool. Yes, this phone is awesome. It's very nice. And plus I love the color too. Now here is is that actually an NV2? Because here's the other one, the other laptop phone I have, the other NV, and they look kind of different actually, so it's probably not going to tell me, because why would it? But I'm just going to see. No, not VZ Navigator. Yes, of course there was a problem submitting the request. I wonder what browsing the internet on this phone would be. I mean, probably be able to type pretty fast on it, I imagine. Let's see. Phone info. Well, whatever the VX, whatever that is, the software version, I'm sure that might tell you. I really don't know. I apologize. Oh, this one has no charge. That's a shame. But you can see it's basically the same concept. Yeah. So I'll keep that one closed. I'll close this one as well. This is an LG touchscreen dumb phone. This one has no charge, but it's also a slider phone. Very nice. I think this is a Rumor Touch. I think. I could be wrong though. This is an Alcatel slider phone of some sort. It's an OT something. It works totally fine. This keyboard, I mean, I've actually had to send a very long text on it before. It wasn't too bad to type on. You can't really do much with this phone, unfortunately, besides browse the internet and Like, you can't put games on it. For some reason, well, actually you can, but like the jars, like they're just, it's all wrong. I don't know how to explain it other than like when you open it, it'll be like sideways even when it's not supposed to be, like this way. And the D-pad is just, it's just completely wrong, even with Opera on here. There's something interesting about this phone though. I'm sure if you watch the video with this in it, you see, but I'll just demonstrate right now. Sussy Mobile, and I'll turn it on again just to demonstrate because it's that funny. Yeah, my sibling did that, of course, because of course they did. This is an HTC phone of some sort. You might be thinking, why is this in the dumb phones? This is clearly a smartphone. I wish I could prove you wrong because it is not a smartphone. It is actually running Brew MP, the same thing a lot of these Verizon dumb phones are, such as this one. It's just a touchscreen dumb phone running that. I think it was one of the last devices to run Brew. I would demonstrate, but unfortunately the battery's dead. Don't remember the model number of it, unfortunately. I think it's an HTC, I think it starts with an F. Not too sure. I believe this is a Samsung Intensity of some sort. It doesn't have a battery, but I'm pretty sure it works just fine. Same deal. Which Intensity are you actually? Or it'll just say the model number. Let's focus in on that a bit. It is the SCH... Well, I can't really even read it. My vision must be getting bad. SCH U450. Why did it make that sound? Do you work though? I actually don't remember. I think it was closed as if it didn't, so let's just find out. D-pad is quite messed up, I must say. Oh, it's clearly, battery's clearly dead. It just shuts off immediately. Yeah, I remember it working though. We got 2 more of these. I like this blue color, it's very nice. Nice and bright. I don't think either of these have batteries because they're both very lightweight. Let's just see. Oh, though this one is working totally fine. Whoopsie. Yes, you can tell I'm very tired. I don't know anything about my own phones. Oh, that font is interesting. No, get out of messages. No, oops, I see what's going on here. Do you have any games? The million-dollar question. No games. So sad. I don't remember which intensity this is. It might not even be an intensity for all I know. I just don't remember. Software says U460. Yeah, it's U460, so it's whatever. This probably is the one after the phone I just showed before, so I don't really know. Let's put that back. Oops, that's upside down. This I actually remember because I really like this phone. This is a Sanyo Incognito. It's on Boost Mobile. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work. I don't think it... Actually, no, it does work. It does show signs of life, but I know the outer screen doesn't work, and I don't have a proper charger for it, so I can't show it working. Again, lovely format. This keyboard actually feels quite awesome to type on. I wish I could demonstrate it working. This is a phone I don't have a battery for. It's a Samsung phone of some sort, and I can actually just show model number right here. It is the SPH M... Try to read that. I think it's M550, but you can see it right here if you'd like. Yes. What's cool about this phone is it slides this way, but it also slides this way. Wow. Very cool. Okay. I'll be doing another jump cut now, so get ready for it. Alright. This phone is an LG, I think it's an LG 420G. This is a typical track phone. However, it has a really nice UI for an LG track phone. Like, that is surprisingly smooth. It's just not what you'd expect. The only significance I think this phone has is it has a game on here that is made by the same company that makes the popular game Cookie Run Oven Break and Cookie Run Kingdom. My sibling tells me that Cookie Run Oven Break clears? Whatever that means. No, I'm not that stupid. I know what that means, but I don't really play either, so I can't really speak on it. Hopefully there's no Kingdom players that would actually go mad over that said take. Here's another LG phone. It is, I think, also a track phone. Yes, it says track phone right on it. I actually don't know if this one works. It doesn't have a battery. I feel like it would, though. Very basic Samsung AT&T phone. This one does work, though. It's just stuck on the insert SIM screen because it does not have a SIM right now. I can't even tell if you can see that it says that, but you can see the icon there. Another basic phone you really can't do much with. Doesn't even have a front screen. Here's an LG singular phone. I believe this is a C2000, but I could be wrong on it. Oh no, it died. That's a shame. Oh, oh. Yeah, it's probably just going to turn on and die again. Yes, this phone I remember I actually bought because I realized this firmware had not been dumped on it, so I was like, hey, why not let that happen? So that's exactly what I did, and it's out there because of me, so thank you. So, you're welcome. Yes, it is on singular, it's probably just going to die. Yep, it's right about to die. There's the outscreen screen. It's kind of funny, it just has those clouds baked in. It's almost like a pop station screen. Obscure reference, I'm sure maybe 2 of my viewers will get. This is a Samsung phone that is just... yeah, I don't know how that happened, but this thing never worked, I believe. Yeah, kind of a shame. This is a really old phone of mine, or find, rather. This is a Samsung SGH X497, I believe. This works fine. Lovely live wallpaper of the singular dude. I think he has a name, I don't remember it though. I have to tilt the screen just for you to see it. It is not 3:52 in the morning, but I think it is 2:52 in the morning, so it's not too far off. Do we have any games? We have 2. I don't remember if I've actually tried to go on the internet on this phone or not. I think I'll have one way to look, so let me check. No, that is not what I meant to do. I don't think I did. Yeah, because it doesn't have any like contacts on it. Usually I put mine on there just for fun. Yes, it is not 3:52, and it's also not March. Yeah, definitely not March. I would not be filming this early. The heck? Very basic Samsung Sprint phone that I know works, I just don't have the proper battery for it. The model number is, let me try to read it, is SPH-A560. If you don't believe me, there it is, if you can read it. This is a phone I got off eBay. I believe it's like, pretty sure it was a prototype phone because it's dead, so I can't really demonstrate the software. These are normally on Verizon, but this one's totally unbranded, and if you take the battery off, you can see it has this sticker on it that says, like, basically final hardware, so this would be like a final prototype, so I think this might have been what it was. I think it's on some like weird MVNO carrier I'd never heard of. I can't remember, but I don't think I was able to get the firmware dumped off this phone, unfortunately, even though I sent it off for that to exactly happen, but there was just some problems, which is a shame. It's still a really neat phone. This is also a really neat phone. I believe this is an SGH T319, or it's a 2209, I can't remember. I just love this red color. It's in absolute mint condition. Like, it is perfect, but of course, unfortunately, the battery's cooked, so I can't show it working. What phone are you? This is an SGH X495. Yeah, don't make that sound, please. One of the Doro phones died. Oh, it's shutting off. Whatever. Can't show this one working because obviously it doesn't have a battery, but I know it works just fine. This phone makes me sad. This was one of the first like old Samsung dumb phones I found. This is an SGH T309, excuse me. I remember buying this battery on eBay, and it worked for like a month, and it stopped working, but this phone just totally does not work anymore. It just had so many problems. It's just kind of sad. Well, that was extremely weird. The camera I'm using actually overheated. I've never seen that happen before when I'm doing this, but whatever. I'm just going to try to ignore it. Let's move on with the show. This is an LG VX something smartphone. Not smartphone, jeez. Dumb phone, Verizon dumb phone. Let's see about it. No. I'm so glad there's no contacts, because what the heck, that could have been bad. Anything about this phone on here? Well, that's the software version. I don't really know if that means much, but take that as you will. I don't know what type of phone this is. I don't really recognize this one. Anything cool on it? Let's see. Nope, nothing. Sad. It's not a kind of neat design though. I like this front thing. This is a Samsung SGH A437, as it shows right here. This phone, I swear, has never worked. Like, even if you like try to like force a battery in this thing, like the only batteries I have that fit, it just boot loops. And I don't know if it's a problem because it's like it's water damage, or it's just like, it knows the wrong battery, but it probably is just water damaged. This is well, there's a back. The back is off, so I can actually just take the battery off. This is an LG VN1505, I think it says. Let's take a look. That phone I showed might have not even been a VX phone. Yep, it's a VN1505. believe this one works totally fine. Let's see. I forget the model number of this thing with words. I think it's a Revere of some sort. Oh wait, no, it's closed. It's dead. This is an extremely basic Samsung phone on Boost Mobile. There is, I mean, you can kind of tell because of the red colors. It might actually be on Virgin Mobile. I can't really remember. I think it's on Boost. Yeah, there's nothing too interesting about this one. It's just extremely basic. This is a Samsung Verizon dumb phone of some sort. Yes, works fine. Just kind of paints a little chipping up on the front screen, but other than that, it works totally fine. Neat UI, kinda. We got any games? Not Vcast. Nope, no games. Sad. I'm actually going to try and find out what some of these are. There's the front screen. Because it's actually killing me to not know. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize this whole thing is coming apart. Oh no. Can I take this off? Let's look. What are you? It is an SCH U550. Yes, HCH U550. I know that. I knew that sounded familiar. Put that back. This one is just funny because it's like, why would you do this? Like I don't know if they cut this off with a Dremel or just were able to snip it off. But it's like, you must have been really worried about their data. But the funny thing is, this phone technically still works. Like, you put a battery in it, it turns on, but it's supposed to be a Sanyo Katana LX, which is a shame because these are cool looking phones. I'm really sorry about this creaky floor. This is a Samsung slider phone on T-Mobile. Yes, it is on. Can you even see that screen? Jeez. I remember this one in particular for having an awesome software-based FN synthesis thing. It's really neat. That sound is not as very nice though. Any games? We got 2, both demos I believe. I believe there's plenty of MIDIs on here though. Sounds. Play the Doom one again. It's too quiet. Yeah, you get the point. Makes nice sounds when you slide it up and down. What are you? I actually don't know. Off? Nope, not turning off. Can I find out what you are on camera? No, it's too difficult right now. I'm sorry. This is a Motorola phone. Well, it's not actually made by Motorola. It has the Motorola logo on it, but it's an ODM device. This stopped working quite a while ago. It just randomly stopped working. What is the model number on you? This is the W419G. I think it's like a Moto Go phone. Not Moto Go phone. It's something. It was one of their budget phones. I mean, you can tell just how it's designed. This, I believe, is an Samsung SGH T429. Oh, God, that sounds awful. Awful sliding mechanism. This phone, I mean, most of the buttons on it don't work, and I mean, can you really be surprised at this awful crunching sounds it makes? The label on it is totally gone. I don't know when that happened. But yeah, I mean, it would be funny to fix this, but you can literally buy these phones in much better shape for like $3 online. Yeah, this thing slides horribly now. Jeez, it usually isn't this bad. That's just sad. This is an LG Revere 3, I believe, on Verizon. That's what it looks like. Close that real fast. Neat font. Reminds me of when I use them in my old phones. Yeah, I've had this phone for quite a while now. 2018 bin find. Nothing too interesting. This is a Samsung slider phone of some sort on AT&T with a circular D-pad. It used to work fine, but it just boot loops now. I don't know when this started happening, which is really sad. I actually really like this phone. You know, I do not like how in bad shape it is. Kind of sad. This one right here is a Motorola C139. At one point, this was the cheapest GSM phone in the world. I know it works, but I don't have a battery for it. It's funny how it updates the screen every time and it shows obvious lines each and every time. This is a Samsung SCH phone of some sort, I believe. I don't really remember. It's the power save mode. Heh, still says Wild Shadow. I do not go by that anymore. Weirdly, this does not use a Qualcomm chip or anything, and it's so cheap it doesn't even run Brill. Does it tell me what it uses? No, does not say what type of phone it is. I wish they would just tell you, but alas. Yes, really weird phone. I mean, it's just unusual for some of a Verizon Samsung phone, no less. That time is completely wrong. What are you? I'm actually dying to know. It is an SCH U320. Wow. I'll try and I'll get better with these dumb phones eventually. Oopsie, did not mean to hit that. The ones with the not easy to remember names, I mean, it's like, of course, they're not easy to remember. Ooh, I did not see it open the camera up on that one. This is an LG Music with a Q and a Z. This is as an awesome UI. I love the neon. I mean, I know you can change it, but that's like not the default, but still. It's called the Sprint Ahead theme, as it says at the top left. Yes, I love this phone. It's just really cool looking. I mean, I love the design of it. Of course, it has to be CDMA exclusive, so I can't do anything with it, really. The theme gets a lot more old school when you're in here. You can tell it's like a mid-2000s phone. Do we have any games? Oh, we do have a few games. Yeah, I think there's one of those phones that you can actually get patched, you know, get stuff on here very easily. Very neat. It lights up red when you close it. It actually got this little equalizer graphic. Let me close it again so you can see it better. Oh, now it's a trumpet. I think it changes every time. Let's demonstrate if it does that. It sure does. Oh, that is awesome. I love it. This is a Samsung S, like it's a something R series. It's on old Cricket when it was still on CDMA like carrier, but it was not owned by AT&T. Had this phone for a while. It's interesting. I mean, you can't really do much with it, but it's just not usual. Although I think it was reset. I remember you used to have like some games on it, but now they're gone. Well, it's on airplane mode, so that could also be why. I don't know. This is a Nokia phone. I remember it has the word fold in its name because, well, it does fold. I did not get this from a bin, actually. Yes, that time is correct, unfortunately. Did not get this from a bin. I bought this at a thrift store in Erie for like, it got it and another phone for like $3. Really interesting store. There was a lot of dumb phones there. I kind of want to go back and buy them all. This phone is extremely basic. There's really not much you can do with it. It's just kind of funny. Like, you're not totally what you'd expect for a Nokia phone, but that's just kind of how their cheap phones are. Yeah. Close that up. We already saw it closed, actually. Motorola V3XX in lavender. This phone is really pretty, but unfortunately the battery's dead. It does work totally fine, though. Nice and shiny. This is a regular Motorola Razr. I don't know if it's a... This is the Verizon version, so it runs Brew, unfortunately. Very dumb, but this thing is, I'd say, mint. I mean, it's like so clean. Here's the outside screen. I just love the design of this phone. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, I can exactly understand why it was so popular. Oh, we got some games on here. Are they the demos? I'm sure they are. Yes, this is a demo version. Thanks for just telling me that right off the bat. I don't need to close that. This is another V3. I think this actually might be a V3R. I can't really tell them apart. Or it's a V3i. All I know is it's on T-Mobile. I know, despite the condition of this thing, it works totally fine. It's just the battery's dead. Same deal with this one. It's also on T-Mobile. This is another phone I got from that Erie thrift store that literally does not have a name. I don't know what to call it besides the thrift store in Erie because it didn't seem to have an actual name. And it's not on Google Maps. Really strange. Yeah, it's not in good shape. I remember this phone was in pretty heavily water damaged when my sibling revived it, but yeah, it's still pretty gnarly. It makes weird sounds when you use it. It's interesting. I'm not going to do another jump cut yet, but I will soon. I got a whole bunch of LG B470s. I'll show two right here. I think all of them work. Are they on? Yes, they are both on. It's hard to focus on them both at once, unfortunately. This one is on flight mode, basically airplane mode. Yeah, not too interesting, although these are super easy to modify, so you can just put all kinds of stuff on them, which is awesome. Does this one have stuff on it? No, it does not. I know one of them does, though. That's what it looks like when you close it. Some of them do have my wallpaper, but yes, I'll just show them all real fast. Move this. Oops, did not mean to kick that. Down. Yeah, most of them are on AT&T, but there's one on TracFone. There's another one over here, but it's actually a slightly different phone. Yes, as you can see, They all work totally fine. Just demonstrate them real quickly. Anything on them? I don't know where this stuff would be. Oh yes, this has some test stuff on it. Mostly music. Nope, don't need to close that. I don't know why I just do that. This one shows a calendar for some reason. I don't know how I set it to do that, but cool, because I don't remember doing that. Oh, buy airtime. No, I don't want to do that. Games and apps. Oh yeah, this one has a ton of games on it. I mean, yeah, they're so easy to put on here, so it's like, why the heck would you not do that? Oh, this one. They're all slightly different. This one has a time. Date's right, but the time's totally wrong. No games menu on this one. Interesting. Oh wait, no, games and apps. I'm stupid. Yes, it has a Puyo Puyo game and a benchmark. Interesting. I kind of forgot about that. Alright, I'll be doing a slight jump cut here. Alright, we are over here now. This is a Samsung slider phone on AT&T. I mean, very clear as it says AT&T. AT&T logo right here, and it's the blue AT&T color. Very AT&T. Yet this thing is actually unlocked, and I've used it on T-Mobile before. I like the sound it makes. I don't know, it's just cool. Not a crazy, like, cool phone, but I don't know. I like it. You can actually do stuff with it. Like, you can put games on it. These are actually Motorola games on it. Like, if you recognize Rebels and Crazy, that was on the Motorola iTunes phone. I think Crazy is basically just a Worms clone, and yes, you can't forget about Pac-Man, or P-Man rather. This thing is kind of wobbly, but it's a slider phone, so of course I'm gonna like it. Yes, very neat. This is another Sanyo katana of some sort. This one really looks like a razor. I mean, you can tell it's definitely inspired by that. I really like this one though. It's got a nice design. It feels great in the hand, just like the real razor. Got some games, but of course they're demos, so yes, not much to say there. That's what the front screen looks like, closed. This is a Pantech slider phone of some sort on AT&T. Oh, it's actually got charged. This phone is so strange. I forgot about this until I opened it like a few hours ago, when it says, "I love Dwight," and I call this the Dwight phone for one reason and one reason only. That, but also when you go to the pictures. My stuff. Is it in graphics? Images. Nope, those are the sample pictures. Yeah, there's the same picture of Dwight from The Office, or Dwight Schrute, just a bunch of times. Like, why? What is the point? I mean, that's nice, I guess, but like, why? I really don't understand it. It confuses me so much. I think it's on there like 25 times, but what are these other gifts? See, I don't normally keep personal stuff like this. I mean, you can't identify the person. It's just so silly. Yep, that's very of its time. Yep, it's a cool phone. I just do not like this D-pad. It sucks to play games on. This, I remember the model number of. This is a Sanyo Pro 700. I remember when I first got this phone, it didn't work, but then it just randomly started working. So I was like, oh, cool, I guess. This UI is really nice. It's like this dark mode kind of thing going on here. Application manager. No application is currently running. Yeah, okay. Any games? Yeah, there's a few. I think they're all demos, though. There's the outside screen. I think it's totally black and white, and it only says this. Focus it. Yeah, Nextel Direct Connect, when they were still doing all that. This is some Alcatel track phone. I don't know if this works, actually. I've never seen it working. It might even boot loop. This is an LG phone. It's dead right now, but I think it has a broken screen. I think digit screens are like $3 though. The sliding mechanism is so loose. I think it's an Expression. This might be an Expression too, or are they the same exact phone? Are they? No, they're not quite the same. I think this is the Expression 2, but I'm sure I'm wrong. It's late, and I don't really know my stuff right now. This thing has terrible battery, so of course it's dead, but other than that, I know it works. I think I got this in a phone lot. I don't quite remember. This is a Samsung phone on Metro PCS before it was owned by T-Mobile and was its own carrier. This one, I believe, is slightly modded, so no. You can put stuff on it. I think. Is it at Metro? No. There's really no stuff option on here. Huh, weird. Well, I know the firmware out there is of this exact phone, like this very one, is floating on the internet, so thank me for that. This is an LG slider phone, which you cannot tell it's on track phone at all by looking on the outside. Like, there's no hints as to what the carrier is. It's crazy. I don't know why I felt the need to do that. Yeah, besides the fact that it just kind of hides the fact it's on track phone, it's just a typical LG slider phone. I mean, nothing too interesting to say about that. Oh, that was nice. I didn't even know it did that. Interesting. Yes, that is a Motorola wallpaper. This is a Pansec Breeze. I don't remember where this came from. It might have came from the AT&T bin. Yes, it works totally fine. So you can tell it's definitely an old person phone because of how big the buttons are and whatever these things are. I don't know what those do. Kind of reminds me of the UI of like Sanyo Sprint phones, or just like Sprint phones in general, like the or later 2000s ones. I mean, the same like grid style. Yes, there are some games on here. Is this the demo? I bet it is. You are accessing the network. No, I'm not. Press 5 to continue. No sound. This might actually not be the demo. Oh, yeah, I know. One of these or both of these are unlocked. I mean, it's really easy to put stuff on here because the browser still works. Menu. Nope, it is not the full game. It says buy. What the heck? Well, that's unfortunate. Put that back. Same phone, it's just dead, but I know this one works too. This is a Kyocera Kona. It works, I just know the battery's dead, or I think this one works. I know one of them works, and the other one is basically totally bricked. Like the software, it just doesn't do anything anymore. This one's in way better shape, I see. Like the other one has very almost tan yellow buttons. This is a Doro phone. It's a Phone Easy. Let's see. Phone Easy 410 GSM. I don't know if you can read that. Hopefully you can, but I'm not too sure. This phone is just very, very basic. It works, but it's dead right now. No D buttons to the side. Very weird. We got another Doro phone. It's a newer one. It's another Phone Easy. It's not the one I just showed, though. Again, no side buttons. What the heck? Ugh, excuse me. Yes, I'm tired, as if you couldn't tell. Same thing. This one was on, but it died early in the background. If you heard that random phone, and I was like, oh, it's a Doro phone. This is the one that died in the background, so my apologies. You can see it's a nice maroon color. About the only nice thing about it. I'm not going to do full jump cut. I'm just going to move the camera. There we go. That's much nicer, isn't it? We got 3 of these ZTE T-Mobile phones. I remember these were only sold on T-Mobile UK. And okay, this is super weird. This is now the second time this camera has overheated. Very weird. Anyway, these are T-Mobile phones that were only sold on T-Mobile UK. And yeah, I think they're made by ZTE. I can't quite remember. Yes, has the orange keypad again. Or not again, it's just, I don't know. It has an orange keypad and I like it. These phones are extremely basic. I think they were maybe like 20 bucks new, even with a plan, or with no plan, which, I mean, that's a good deal for like an, obviously that's like a backup or basically burner phone, which, you know, is sure was their purpose. Yeah, there's really not much you can do on here. Just kind of take pictures, view stuff, and text and call people, as a phone would for its time. I just can't believe it even has a camera. The quality sucks, as you'd imagine. Got 3 of these, all work. Nope, is this one dead? Yeah, this one's dead, but none of them have my wallpaper on here, it seems. Yes, there it is. This is a Consumer Cellular ZTE phone. It's like a I think it's a ZTE symbol, not to be confused with the ZTE symbol's T. Stupidly enough, they both run Android. It's just this one's very locked down. So, ow. So you can't really tell. This is the second time. Every time I use this phone, it freaking hurts my thumb. I hate it. That one's dead right now. What about this one? This one is not dead. I mean, it's not totally obvious it's Android. It kind of looks like KaiOS, but no, you would be wrong. Once you get into the settings, you can tell it is in fact just Android. What does system say about phone? Yeah, it's so obviously Android. Yep, it doesn't want to sell it though. It doesn't want you to totally know. However, it has the packaging manager not in the app, so you can't really install stuff on here. What ZTE are you? I think, yeah, it's the same phone, except not on consumer cellular. Let me show what that front screen looks like, because I forgot to do it. Huh. Oh, there we go. I'll say it doesn't always work. These are actually not totally the same phone. I mean, they're very similar, but I think, yeah, I'll say these also run Android. They're just, it's a little more obvious with the dialer icon, but yeah, you see once you go into the settings, yeah, it's more like once you go into settings in the device, yeah, this is clearly just Android, and you can't deny it. But when you close this one, yes, much more basic screen. That is an OLED though, so that is cool. Oh geez, gotta really stretch here. This is a Kyocera rugged phone, Dura something. And are you seeing a pattern here? Yes, this one is also on actually running Android. He just doesn't want you to know. It's way less obvious though when you go into the settings. Really trying to make this phone visible, I promise. Settings. Let's go to About Phone. Software information. It's actually not totally obvious it's Android, but I promise it is. Let's see. Contacts, give it away. No, not really. Those are my contacts though. So I'm not going to show those. Because yes, this is one of those phones where it's on Verizon, but you can put your SIM card in it, so it will work. Using this thing is fun, and you can in fact take screenshots with it, which is just quite funny. Alright, be prepared for another jump cut. Alright, we're over here now. This is a Sanyo Sprint phone of some sort. I was able to, because normally the wallpaper doesn't show when it's in searching, because for some reason CDMA phones, especially Sprint ones, just don't like to show the wallpaper when it's not connected to the carrier. But when it's on airplane mode, it does, so you get to see the awesome wallpaper of a dog in the astronaut helmet. I was given to this by a family friend alongside the blue one that I will show right after this. They both work totally fine. This one, the battery actually does have charge. I don't know, it's a really nice phone. It's cute, and plus it's important to me because of, well, who gave it to me. So yes, that's always nice. Do you have games? Oh yes, has quite a few. I'm sure it's only demos though. Yes, I like this phone. It's just very, very of its time. And it's, of course, quite nice too. Yes. Here's the blue one that accompanies it. It does not have a battery for some reason, but I know it works. Samsung Sprint phone, I just got this in the bin. It's dead, but I know it works. I think this, yeah, this screen is an OLED. It's actually pretty lightweight. It might even have a battery. This is a really boring Sprint phone. It's just, I don't know, it's just a Samsung one. There's nothing you can really do with it, which is a shame, but yes. Oh, a data service. Did I press something wrong? Oh, I pressed text. Whoops. Yeah, I'm sure you've already heard those sounds before on an AT&T phone. You know, just use them over and over. Yeah, there's really nothing cool on here. It doesn't even have a front screen. Actually, no, it does. I'm thinking of the other phone. It's just very small. I don't know. It's not much you can do on there. This is a recent find. I can't remember if I've shown, but it's a phone I already have. Just all the buttons don't have labels on them anymore. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, just your typical Verizon UI phone. Got anything interesting on here? Nope, as usual. I think these phones, I'm not sure if these phones can be patched, but I don't know if there's a firmware version of this out here. Same phone, it's just the battery's dead. Let's see what the model is because it's killing me for not remembering. So I'm gonna check right now. You are an SCH U350. I know that checks out. Yes, I knew it sounds familiar. Whoopsie. You can tell I'm tired because I'm just dropping everything because I'm very clumsy. That's just how I roll. I think this is an LG VX 4500. It died. It was working. Let's see if it turns on because it has the worst boot sound I've ever heard. Come on. It takes a while. Okay, you know what? It's not that. It's the shutdown sound. Oh, it's actually staying on. Yeah, I mean, it's a very old though, and I think this thing might as well be as old as me, which is kind of crazy considering you think about it. Like, this phone is over not over, but it could be very well be 20 years old. What's fun tools? Oh, well, tip calculator and a calculator is so much fun. Thanks, LG. I'll get it now. Get apps, so that's just shopping stuff. The dog on the screen is nice, though. It's the shutdown screen that is awful. Not shutdown screen, shutdown sound that is awful. Just listen to this. Like, that is just a bunch of random notes, and the sound synth this thing has, it's horrible. I hate it. Nice looking phone, though. This is a very old Samsung Sprint phone. I believe it's from 2002, maybe in 2001. That sounds too old, though. I don't remember. My sibling got this. It actually still had its box, and it was just like, okay, you can have it. Very nice aquatic active wallpaper. Not messages. Let's go to menu. Just like other older Samsung Sprint phones I have, every menu has its own animated thing. Let's bring that back. As you can see, sus. That's something my sibling pointed out. Yes, all of them have active wallpapers or just animations because, I don't know, it was just very of its time. I missed this era. I was barely alive for it because, of course, but, you know, that's the thing these days. It does have an outer screen and it does work. It's just very dim. Motorola phone. This one is on singular. However, it has been unlocked, so I can use it if I really want to. I can't remember the model number of it. I think it starts with a V, though. It works totally fine. Not much to say about it. We got any games? Oh, we do have a few. That's right. This thing was very easy to put games on, and the browser still works, which is funny because the browser still works on this one. Yes, there it is. And it is not 2:43 in the morning. It's more like 3 now. It just says singular when it's open. That one is very easy to put stuff on. Yet this one, this T-Mobile one, the carrier I actually use, you can't because the way their browser works is it always tries to connect to a website that T-Mobile has not hosted for probably over 10 years. So that's lovely. Gotta love that. Am I going to prove myself wrong, though? Yep. Well, actually, no two are on here, so I don't know. Maybe I was wrong, but I know that's how it usually goes. Like, that's why I can't put stuff on these Samsung phones right here. I also have a very similar one, except on track phone. Actually, it's closer to the C139, I'm mistaken. Just like that, it doesn't have a battery, but I'm pretty sure it works. This is a VX3300, but it's just this part. I know it works, though, because I put a battery in it, and it does do stuff, so... Here's another one. It doesn't have a battery. I think this one actually doesn't work, unfortunately. This one does, though, the one that's open. Oh, it just shut off. That's a shame. Yes, this phone works totally fine. Very basic. I mean, it's old. What would you expect? Not a bad UI for such an old phone, though, I must say. Tools, just your basic stuff. Small pictures and large pictures. Wow. What are their animations? Oh yes, they're little, basically emoji people. Oh, I'm trying to show it on camera. Wow. That's me every time I look at my phone collection. I am laughing. Me when I lie. Yes. I like this blue little print on here. It doesn't show up well on the camera, but it's like just a blue print. Not blueprint, you know what I mean. This is a Nokia flip phone. It's on singular. I believe this works, but I don't have a charger for it, and I don't even think I have a battery for it either. This is an LG phone. I don't remember. It's a VX something. It's pretty thick looking. This actually might be a VX 4500. I always get it confused with another phone. Battery's dead though, but I know it works. Motorola V60. Very old school phone. Not, yeah, nice old smooth ghosty screen. I know there's a V60, I think it's a V60i that has an actual sound synth. This is just like a PC beeper, so it makes a lot of harsh sounds. There's the outer screen, no service, made of literal titanium. These things are probably indestructible. They're still in great shape. One of them is not a bin find, the other is. I can't tell them apart because they look exactly the same, and they both work totally fine. This is a Samsung P107. It's got this nice swivel camera on it. That unfortunately does not work though. It's very sad. But yes, I love this little film strip UI. It's just Samsung was so creative with their UIs, especially on the GSM phones. I mean, I know as Dangpod said, Samsung is kind of just done, oh, you guys did this? we did this too type of company, but it's just like their dumb phones are my favorite. They will always be my favorite. I will stand by that. Polarizer is actually kind of burnt or whatever, as you can see by the huge circle that you really can't see too well in real life. Yep, neat phone. I like it quite a lot. It makes sounds, of course, when you open it. Yes, wow. This is an LG L1200. Also, the firmware was undumped until I gave it to someone by the name of Wacky Pack, so thank you. Very neat looking phone. It's got a really good display for how old it is. I mean, basic, or basic for now, but for its time, and you could tell it was a high-end baller phone because, I mean, look at this. Interesting robot for the games and apps. Oh, jeez, this is so hard to focus. No, that's not what I meant to do. Do we have any games or apps is the question. Let's look. Loading, wow. That's either confidence in doing or... Man, that does not said that. The Java logo has not looked like that for a long time. Don't know what Spaceball is. Interesting. Very 2000s UI. Big blue screen. It's not quite 3:31 in the morning, but we're getting there. Samsung A something. This one works totally fine. Just not a particularly interesting phone. I think my dad had this phone as a main phone a long time ago. Interesting enough, they made this phone during the time like Singular and AT&T were just becoming one. So this one's on Singular, and this one's on AT&T, even though they are the same exact phone. I believe both of these would be unlocked, though. I just can't really do much with either of them. See the UI differences. I don't know why this one's all colorful and this one's all dark. But what's that supposed to mean? You close them. That one says it's 12:47. It has a nice little picture, and that one just shows the time. Don't know what the choices are for that. This is an LG VX. I don't remember. This is not. I imagine this is a VX 4500. I bet you it is. This one works, but the battery's dead. However, this one, it is not dead, so I can show it a little bit. Yep, as I've said before, once you've seen one Verizon UI phone, you've kind of seen them all. Yep, got the front screen. It's killing me, though. I need to know, what are you? Is this actually the VX 4500 or not? I bet you it is. Either it is or it isn't. It's just, I really wish I could remember the dumb phones. It's very hard to keep track of so many dumb phones. Oh, I was so close. It's the 5400. Oh, silly me. Just put that back. That's what the battery looks like if you're curious. Not sure who would be, but you know what? People really sit through these videos. Just the only reason I make them, because trust me, they're exhausting. I'm sitting like a shrimp trying to basically show these all off. So ruining my posture for you guys, but you know what? Worth it. This phone it looks way older than it actually is. Like, it looks like it's from like 2003, but it's actually from like 2005 or 2006. Of course, it's an LG VX of some sort. This one works, but the battery is dead. However, the one next to it, well, it did have charge when I first started this, but I guess oh yeah, there it is turning on, but it's dead, so it's just gonna shut off itself right back off. This is a really beat up Motorola phone. I swear this one used to work, but it just randomly stopped working one day. I also have the same phone next to it, which is in considerably better shape. However, this one is pin locked. Yes, a pin locked dumb phone. That's so stupid. I could maybe, well, if the other one still works, I could just swap the motherboards around, but it just stopped working. So yeah, this one's kind of useless. And I also notice this one is just totally blank. Yet this one has this here, so that means this has a camera and this doesn't. Very cool. This is a Motorola iDen phone. This is the i860 to be exact. Very weird looking. Just not what you'd expect from Motorola. Nice and crisp and bright display though. These iDen phones are weird, especially because like the sound sensors there are just kind of not great, even for like how new they are. Up there, they're just going straight to playing ringtone. To do that. No, not music player. Can I just go to the menu? Is that? These are so hard to figure out for no reason. No, I did not say. These things are just very interesting. The hinge on this one kind of sucks. This one came from a Target bin, because of course it did. Really cool looking design though. It almost looks like a race car almost, even though that's not the intention, I believe. This is a Samsung Convoy 3, I don't know. That's broken, as you can clearly tell. Works totally fine. Again, typical Verizon phone. It's so random which ones I actually remember the model numbers of. Like, this is a Motorola E815. No antenna. I think this one came from a phone lot. Severely water damaged. That'll never work again. And this one is from a Target bin. I swear it used to work, and it just randomly stopped working one day. Oh, the sad fate of dumb phones. Just randomly die. Now this phone is awesome. It's a Motorola iGen phone. This one right here, it is the i736. This is an actual race car phone, as you can tell. And it works totally fine. It doesn't have a SIM card, unfortunately, so I can't really mess with it. But as you can see, it is, in fact, a race car phone. These are apparently quite sought after. It is the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. I think it's from 04. I got this in a phone lot, and this thing was worth more than the price I paid for the phone lot in 2020. Alright, I think it's time to do another jump cut, so be back in a second. Back over here once again. This is an LG chocolate. There's several different versions of this. This is a non-Verizon one. I think it's a GSM one. Unfortunately, they don't have a battery for it, so I don't think I can test it. These buttons don't appear to press properly, so this one might just not even work. This is a Verizon one, although as you can clearly tell, it's a dummy unit. You hear that sliding mechanism? It's totally made of plastic. Very neat, though. This one, I mean, you can see the battery's mismatched. I swear it used to work. It might have just stopped working. All of these chocolates came from a phone lot, which my sibling bought for really cheap. And you can tell that it must have been by some former Asurion employee, because they came to me came to him in an Asurion box, and it was just, all these phones were just really messed up beyond repair. So they probably just messed them up as Asurion would. So never use them for their insurance, and never go to You Break I Fix, which is now just Asurion Repair. It's all bad. I mean, this broken one, it tells you enough, seriously. Yeah, this one's dead, doesn't do anything. This one's the same way, broken sliding mechanism. This one's also dead. This is the best one of the bunch, with a line battery for some reason. On, please. Yes, because it actually looks like it kind of works. Not totally focused. Very interesting UI. It's like it's trying to be an iPod, which is, it's cool, but hard to get around. I mean, yes, it's clearly a music-centered phone. Unfortunately about this one, though, is it doesn't play, even though it's making sound, it's just out of like the earpiece speaker. Like the other speaker in this does not work. Nice Mini Cooper on the background, though. Another Sanyo Katana. This is the Katana 2, as it shows on the front screen. Very helpful. Oh. I almost thought that wasn't working. A lot of Kyocera phones make these same sounds because, you know, Kyocera was just bought Sanyo. Yep, definitely of its time. Later 2000s phone. Anything interesting on this one? I swear, all these family ones have the same exact games. That's what it looks like when you close it. Same exact phone, except on the Ready Mobile carrier. I mean, you can tell because it's nicely covered up. It's a really cool pink color, though, and this one's in absolutely mint condition. They didn't really mess with the UI too much, thankfully, and I'm glad. Yes, as you can see again, Ready Mobile PCS. Can you still see the Sprint logo under there? Not quite. I know in one of them you could clearly see it underneath it. This is an LG Shine on the AT&T. It's one of the... There's multiple versions of this Shine. This is the one with a nice joystick in the middle. Does kind of work. Like, I think most of these buttons don't work, but the battery died. I need to fix it sometime. It's a really cool looking phone. And it's similar aesthetic, this keeping with the metallic shiny design. I believe this is an LG VX8700. Something along those lines. Even the UI's got this metallic look. It's really cool. I got this from... Where did I get this from? I think just my regular local Target. That's why I'm blanking on it. So like, if it's from anywhere, it's going to be there. Lots of games on here because this is one of those phones that you can patch the firmware on to just put whatever you want on here. Which is interesting. There is a Brew Flappy Bird clone. This was on the actual like Verizon Get It Now store and all the other stuff. It's just like How is this okay? I mean, I guess they had no standards after a while. Very nice phone. Service required. Oh, it's because it doesn't get service. Ha! Kyocera Duramax phone. This thing is humongous. It's such a chunky device, but you know what? I'm here for it. Yep, same sounds as from the Sanyo Katana too. Big surprise. No games on here though. This thing's basically mint. I wish these weren't like CDMA exclusive though. Nice animation. Yes, that time is right. It is in fact 3:34 in the morning. Very similar phone, but not the same. One of them's a Dura XV. I think this is a Dura XE. I can't remember for sure. I know one is lower end because this one has the camera and this one also has the camera. I don't know the difference then. I know one of them doesn't have a camera. There is one out here that doesn't have a camera. The menu looks a little different though, as you can see. Yeah, again, once you've kind of seen all of these, yep, no games on this one either. No. Not as cool of a front screen animation. This one I think is a Sanyo SCP-5 series of some sort. Can't totally remember because why would I? Sleazy. This one I think is from 2002? I don't know, I believe this is the first camera phone in the US, so this is a pretty significant phone actually. The UI on this thing is pretty nice. I like it quite a lot. There's pictures for everything, of course. And of course, this being having a camera, the main selling point of it is the pictures, so why not let's have some fun and celebrate with the first camera phone ever released here. After the main screen though, the UI becomes kind of bleh. Wow, see? I mean, for the first, it was actually not so bad though. Let's take a quick picture. I said let's take a quick picture. Oh yes, I have to press this button. Now is it that button? Oh yes, you actually have to press the shutter button. Glad that wasn't the norm because holding it like this is not very comfortable, but let's take a picture real quick. Oh, come on, please. I can't even reach it, come on. What was that shutter sound? That does not sound like a camera takes the picture. I'm sorry. It takes quite a while to save. Yay! Look at our picture. That's so nice. Close that up. Yes, that's what it looks like. I don't know why it says sleazy. I don't remember doing that. This is a ZTE AT&T Go phone. It's used and it does work. It's just the battery's dead. I remember someone I knew in high school had this phone. Like, really? Like, this is 9th grade, but still. It's like, how are you rocking a ZTE dumb phone in high school? He was strange, though. Okay, I didn't say anything to the Google Assistant. That's creepy. Anyway, this is a Samsung Gusto, I think. This one is funny because it's another weird carrier where they just put stickers over the original one. This one is an Affinity Cellular, and they didn't really do much besides that, and also, when you turn it off, instead of saying Verizon, they just replaced it with a flower. Like, what? And here's the original. It doesn't actually say anything there, which is why they can put the sticker on it, but it does say Samsung. It's dead, but trust me, it is on Verizon because, well, you heard it. This one is exactly the same. This is a Sony Ericsson of some sort. I was given this phone. It used to have the front, but it just kind of fell off. This one is pin locked, and unfortunately the original owner doesn't know the pin, so this thing is probably just kind of be stuck like this forever. Yes, it is a Sony Ericsson on singular. I have to get it working. I really don't have many Sony phones. I mean, I have that Sony Xperia Z5 Compact, which I know it's a smartphone, but really comparison here, I still need to fix it. I just keep forgetting I have it, but it's a neat phone. I wish the digitizer wasn't broken on it. One of the coolest LG dumb phones on Verizon I have with this awesome joystick. It's got a really nice design on it. I remember bringing this to a camping trip once just because it's got the typical Verizon UI design on here, but I'm pretty sure this one actually has some game. Huh? It definitely used to have games on here. What happened? Is it browse and download? Aha, here we go. So I remember this thing definitely used to have a lot of games on it. I know, like, yeah, it has the flashed firmware. I know originally they had the real Miss Pac-Man on here, like they clearly bought it, so. Wow, 30th anniversary. He's actually 40 now. That's crazy. Happy birthday, Pac-Man. Yeah, I mean, it's Pac-Man. I've shown it on my channel before so many times, so y'all know how it goes. Just a really nice phone in general, though. This is a Samsung Rugby of some sort. I think this is the Rugby 3. The 3 and the 2 look almost identical, I swear. It's not like it'll tell me, I think. Phone information. Wait, what was that? That was a phone number. I'm going to have to blur that out. Is the A997. I'm also going to blur out the device ID because screw you. I'm not letting you blacklist this phone. Yes, this is the A997. So take that as you will. I think this one's unlocked, but I haven't gotten a chance to mess with it too much. There's my front wallpaper. And this one, it looks very similar, but not quite the same. Oh, there's no SIM card, so I can't show you. Whoops. Oh well, it is what it is. It's got an icon to accompany that. This is a Samsung SGHR something. It's on T-Mobile. No SIM card, so I can't do anything with it. This one's really sought after for some reason, which, I mean, I have not charged this phone in months, and it still has full charge, and it's like an over 20-year-old battery. Like, how is this working fine, yet the T309, which is, it's not a 20-year-old battery, it's more like probably like 17, maybe 16-year-old battery, totally cooked. And this, how? Like, I don't understand. This phone was clearly built like a tank. Good for y'all, Samsung. Fans of the show Better Call Saul will recognize this one, except mine is better than his because his is just black and mine is a cool blue color. Got this for free, of course, and everyone at eBay that is selling one is scalping it because it was in the show. Ha ha. This is why Target bins are awesome. Impasta? Why does it say that? I didn't do that. Let me get to the menu in here. It's got this nice joystick, and just like the other Samsung Sprint flip phone I showed earlier, it has the same pictures and stuff for basically everything. I believe this one has the monkey ball game on it too. Click that to close. I wonder why they thought, like, oh yes, flip the mic up and just not put it there. I don't know. Very interesting design choice. I think it's time for another jump cut. And we are back over here once again. This is a Nokia phone. I forget the model number of it. I think it starts with a 7. This actually came from Greece, interestingly enough. What's cool about this phone, I mean, just look at it. I mean, this design is awesome. I love the red. These buttons used to say something, but they probably wore off many years ago. I haven't got the chance to mess with this much. My sibling bought this and was basically like, well, you can have it. Like a lot of the dumb phones they buy. But yeah, I need to mess with this some more. It's a really neat phone. I need to pop my SIM card in because I've never really tried to properly use like an old Nokia like this one. Really, really cool though. I don't think a phone or a phone like this was released in the US. So this will, if you had this back when this was new and in the US, you definitely would have been like a big baller. Do we have any games? Let's look. We have Glamour Pinball and Backman 2. What's Glamour Pinball? I've never seen that one before. No Snake on here, unfortunately. My patience is running thin. Oh. Okay, that's a banger. It's 5 to shoot. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, no more music? That's sad. How do I use the flippers? That's cool. I need to play that sometime. That actually seems really neat. But still, this is an awesome phone. Now, what is a not so awesome phone is this really weird Notice phone. It doesn't come with a... Well, the battery it came with was super bloated, so I immediately threw it back in the bin. It's basically like some Italian brand. I don't know what it's doing here, but it's just some really cheap Spreadtrum phone where it doesn't even have like any funny ringtones. Like, you cannot do anything with this phone. You can't put anything on it. It seems like things just love to get in my way all the time, because first the camera overheating, now the battery dies. Lovely. Anyway, this phone is just a total piece of junk. It sucks, and the only ringtones on it was like an Android one. Like, it's a clearly stolen Android one. It's super low quality. This is an Alcatel AT&T phone. It was a Go phone. It's an OT something. Very easy to put all kinds of stuff on. I wish it was 12:58 in the morning, but it is unfortunately not. Very kind of cheesy looking UI, but it has all kinds of games on it, which is neat. Yes, but unfortunately, I can't unlock this one because it was never paid off. Like, really? This not being fully paid off? How is that possible? LG touchscreen dumb phone of some sort. It's also a slider. Unfortunately, the screen is broken on it though, so I didn't even bother to charge it. BlackBerry torch that's kind of scuffed up, and the screen is broken on this, so I also haven't charged it. I should get a screen for it, even though apparently these are like the worst smartphones ever made. Another BlackBerry torch. This one's on 8. No, yes, it is a torch, and that actually might not be a torch. I don't remember. This one slides though, and well, I guess the battery died, but it does work. I got this in a phone lot. I didn't know the buttons were broken like this. I mean, on the pictures, I mean, they're really bad quality, but you couldn't quite see it. But I think the seller who sold me this doesn't have an eBay account anymore, because I remember the feedback they left, and when I try to go on it, it just says no account found. So I'm like, damn. I guess they must have deleted it, or they got banned for something. I don't know. Got more of these rugged Kyocera phones. I believe these came from the Target bin. Yeah, this one seems like it was never even used. It's like so clean still. Try to focus that in some more. Doesn't know what time it is. Same deal with this one, although there's no battery. It's not nearly as clean. Okay, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Another one. This one's also in airplane mode. Haha, Google Assistant. Yep, clean, as if barely even used. I really wonder where this come from. Like, Verizon surplus? I don't know. I really don't get it. Alright, prepare for another jump cut. Alright, back over here once again. See, more this one was, I mean, look at this. Like, they really must have never used this. I don't get it. It feels brand new. And of course there's nothing on it, so there's that. This one was used though because it's kind of dirty, and for some reason their wallpaper is a picture of a dirty stovetop? So many questions here. Yes, the time is correct, unfortunately. It really is 4:12 in the morning. What am I doing with my life? Oh, it still has the sounds on it. Oh, that is the store. Oops, I don't want that. Close that. Yes. No battery, but this one also works, I know that. Same deal. This is another Kyocera rugged phone. Actually, now that I have one without the battery, I can show you what the model number is. It is the E4520. That's what it shows. Some of these are the push-to-talk model, including this one. Where's the button? Yes, it's this red one right here, but not all of them are. Most of them are, though. This is the Samsung Alias, I think it is. I think there's a very similar phone. It's one of them. I don't remember the other name for this is. Why this phone is cool is because, well, can't really tell, but this keypad is actually an e-ink screen. And the cool point of this this one is close it. Wow, laptop phone. And the keyboard just totally switches. I don't know how to code. This, I believe, is a Samsung Convoy 4. Well, yeah, Samsung Convoy 4. Yep, it works totally fine. Also, very clean. I got this in a parts eBay like phones for gold recovery lot. I got this and the other one right next to it. This I only have one battery for it though, but I know that one works too. Pretty neat. Yes, I haven't tried to put my SIM card in it, but I think it might be new enough for me to do that. I don't know. Is this truly a Convoy 4? I don't know, but the model number is SMB690V, as you can see right here. This, I think, is a Motorola C168. My dad used to have this phone. This is not his, unfortunately, but it's just the same exact model. My sibling bought this on eBay for, I think, maybe like $6. It's in great shape, and I don't know. Nostalgia is inducing phone because I remember messing with the games on it after he didn't want the phone anymore. I would usually play Rebels because I thought it was fun. I will show you Rebels. I'm gonna do Firefly. No. It shoots for you, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, not the best game, but I mean, it was fun to me as like a 5-year-old. What would you expect? I was 5. Yeah, very basic phone. This is a Pantech phone, and it's nice and pink. It's a laptop phone, kind of like the LG Envy. I wish I had a battery for this, but I don't. I'm sure it works fine, though. I was given to this as the same person that gave me the Sony Ericsson phone, the flip phone one. This is an LG A something. I found this at the Target bin, my local Target, very recently. Works totally fine. This one is basically mint. It's funny, I found a very similar phone to this in 2018 on the side of the road, except it was totally smashed, so I'm going to have one that actually works properly. Nice big screen on the front. If it was only if it was 818 right now and I was still filming, I would be throwing a fit, I swear. I haven't tried to unlock this or put my SIM card in it yet, but I'm sure this one would be pretty easy to do stuff with. I should mess with it some more, but I just haven't had the time. Samsung A177. It doesn't have a battery in it for some reason, but I know this works. I know it also can't be well, it can't officially be unlocked, and I'm pretty sure it got hack unlocked by my sibling. Samsung Gravity Text. This phone is like the everything phone when it comes to dumb phones because you just do so much with it for no reason at all. I don't remember putting my SIM card in this one, maybe once. Like, it was good, it was very fun, but I was only able to install things to it that one time, and it's been hacked so many. This thing's been hacked so many times that the IMEI somehow got zeroed out, so I can't do that. There's a lot. Well, actually, not that many games on here, but I think there's a lot in browse downloads. What? Like, it's my phone. That makes no sense. Whatever. However, I do know that. What am I? It's not right next to it. You saw that one was orange, and this one's like a teal color. This one also works, but the screen is broken, so but does not have a zeroed out IMEI, so just swap the motherboards around, and there we go. I think this is a Gravity 3. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't work, though. I don't remember why. This is a Kyocera slider phone. I swear that it used to work, but it just stopped working for no reason. I don't know why it is. Don't quite remember the model number of this one, unfortunately. I just know it's on Virgin Mobile, which it does say right there. I believe this is an LG Cosmos 2. This one works fine. It's just not a very interesting phone. I remember the first time I found this, I was actually sliding it the wrong way, and I felt like such an idiot watching the video afterwards and being like, oh wait, I was sliding it the wrong way. So silly of me. So silly, goofy. Anything interesting on you? Well, it freezes, so there's that, so it must not be that interesting. Got two original Cosmos right here. One of them, I think they both work, but I think only one of them has a battery right now. No. Yep, as it says, LG Cosmos. Pretty basic. Just put the other one down. Yep, as I usually say, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Any games? Yes, we got Pac-Man and Tetris, the usual two demos. Some Alcatel dumb phone. You see the model number of it right here. I think this one's like called the One Touch like retro is like a name for it. Weirdly, this phone just boot loops. I don't know why. AT&T Tenno KaiOS phone. This one works, just doesn't have a battery. Wait, this isn't a Tenno one, is it? I actually don't remember. No, it's an Alcatel phone. Same exact phone, except, you know, yeah, not nearly as worn out. Same exact phone, except this actually works. I remember seeing this phone in a Google Assistant. What is your deal? I remember this one. I seeing this one in a meme a while ago, where it was like, guy going through this, and he was basically like, "My trap phone is pimped out." And it's just, I thought it was so funny having the same phone.
New trap phone. Got YouTube, man. I mean, this shit pimped out, boy.
Yep, works totally fine. Just your typical KaiOS thing. These are the Tenno ones. This one, those are Alcatels. These also work. It's just not all of them are charged. I will demonstrate all of them though. So let's see. There's one. Open it up, and here's the other. Also open it up. Kind of seems like they're designed pretty closely to an Alcatel phone, but they are not Alcatels. All right, get prepared for another jump cut, and we're back. It's another Alcatel. I mean, these all have a bunch of different names, but I will forever just call them the My Flip because that's what the version of one of these is, so that's what I call all of them. This is the consumer cellular one. Why is this one on the camera? The heck? Get off that. This is the track phone one. No, not very interesting. This is the another track phone one. This one has a very wobbly hinge for some reason. Red consumer cellular one. This one does not have a battery, but I know it works. Another consumer cellular one. I mean, yeah, this was popular on consumer cellular a few years back. And I think this one's just unbranded. This is just the Alcatel MyFlip, I think. That's so weird seeing it without a carrier branding. Is it? There's no way it's unlocked. Huh, maybe it is. I've never seen that before. I don't remember that. Yeah, it just says Alcatel. This phone feels weirdly fresh. Must be like brand new, basically. And of course, the slightly modified jitterbug versions. Please call customer support. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, if you really want to see that. Can I press continue? Yep, there's really not much these phones could do, of course, because, you know, they're meant for old people. Quick match and make a pair. Those are not exciting games. Yes, great call. Yes, the great call jitterbug phones. I know there's several versions of these. I remember this one worked, but it still works, but it had a really bloated battery. One of my favorite Verizon dumb phones, the LG Exalt. This thing is awesome because, I mean, look at this sleek design. My favorite part of it by far when you close it. Oh my god, it's just beautiful. It looks even better in person. It's so freaking cool. I think there is a T-Mobile phone that has basically the same thing called the LG D Lite. It's spelled D, like the letter D, lowercase for some reason, and then Lite as an L-I-T-E. The L's capital for some reason. I may buy it. Like, I'm not sure if I'll ever find that, but it's so cool. It's a need. My sibling replaced the icons with the ones from my Android icon pack, so good for them. Thank you. And this thing also has a pretty good camera, especially for a dumb phone. Does it have anything interesting on it? It doesn't look like it, but yes, it's such a cool phone. I love the design of it very much. Nokia dumb phone I found in the Target bin, my Relic one a while back. Works fine except the fact the speaker's blown. Battery's dead though. Pantech phone of some sort. I think this one has a broken screen and also has this bloated Lensar replacement battery. What are you? I don't really want to touch this exposed battery. It is the P7040P. Yeah, that's a great model number, I guess. Put that back. That one has a broken screen, but this one I think is fine. Yes, this one is fine, but insert SIM card. Wait. Oh yeah, there is no SIM card. I haven't really tried to do much with these or try to unlock them. Sony Ericsson, I think it's a T something. This was from I think it was from the same owner as the Notice phone, because this wasn't sold in America, but it's an unlocked phone, so I could totally use it. It does work completely fine. The battery's dead in it though, because I haven't charged it in months. This thing is so cool. I mean, it's an adorable phone. I love it, especially this little sky blue color. Got two of these Sanyos. I think it's on a weird carrier. They worked, yeah, it's on Azteca Mobile, which I think only lasted a few years. No decals on it at all. Yeah, but it says R Azteca. What does that do? Nothing. Not really anything much of interest. Where's the menu button? There it is. I like this UI. I mean, they had to cram it into this small screen, but you know what? It actually looks pretty good. Any downloads? I press OK. Okay, I'm just lost. But you know what? Same thing. Same phone again. Sup to you. I don't remember doing that. It has a slightly different background, but when you press the menu button, it is in fact the same. Very cool. Kyocera phone. This one's on Verizon. I think this one has broken software somehow, because I think it says when you try to turn it on, it'll just say service required, so no point in charging it. However, I have 3 of basically the same phone, except on this only one carrier. It's clearly the rebranded Sprint one. These should work. I mean, this one's dead, but I see I have 2 of them that aren't dead, so here's one. It actually is much more modern, but you'd expect like a black and white screen, but here it is. There's what it looks like. Kind of blurry. Yes, I mean, it's not actually the most modern looking. Attention, low battery. Yes, I know. Please leave me alone about it. It's cool though. I mean, it's a cute little phone, I must say. Media gallery. Anything in here? Oh, it has games. Huh. Doodler. Huh. Must be like a drawing program. That's pretty neat. Can I actually show it off? I'm very curious now. New doodle. Add shape. Heart. Wow. Okay, gonna move it. Move, please. Oh, this is so jank. Imagine trying to actually make art with this. That's taking forever. Same phone. It's just got a slightly different look to it on the searching screen. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Another Motorola iDen phone, one of the much older ones. This is an i265. It's just such a weird looking phone. We got the orange or amber keypad again. Airplane mode, no battery. Yes, I know. GPS? No, I don't want to do all that. That's the menu. Nothing too special. I mean, it's old. What would you expect? Any downloads? Service restricted. Oh, of course. Nokia phone. I believe it's a Nokia 2 something. It works. The battery's just dead. Nokia 3 something. This is a very old bin find of mine. This is a TDMA phone. It does work. It's just really not in good shape, and I don't think I even charged it. This Nokia makes me so sad because it's in such good shape, but the battery contacts are broken, so I can't do anything with it. Basically, just a different colored 3310 or very close to it. I think it's a 3390 now I think about it. I don't remember what this is, 33 something. It's not a 3310 even though it looks just like it. We in the United States of America didn't get the 3310. We got this, whatever this is, but it's more or less the same phone. Do you have charge? Oh, you don't. How sad. I know it works fine though. This is basically the same phone except 2 series and it has a blue backlight. It is dead though. Sad. ZTE F160. Oh, not dead. Nice. Now press. Okay, that's just... No. Oh my goodness. There we go. I don't know. Oh, Google Assistant, please stop. I'm not even talking to you. I don't know why it's so complicated to me. Anyway, this phone, I mean, I know I was able to get it unlocked, but I couldn't really do much with it because it wouldn't let me use T-Mobile data or MMS texting, even though it tried to apply the APN stuff and automatically. I tried to do it manually. It just didn't work. So, unfortunately, I couldn't put games on it. Yeah. I guess it's a neat little phone, though. I'm just going to move this over here. So, hope you all took your motion sickness medicine. Oh, that's lopsided. We don't want that. What else we got to show? This little Kyocera phone, which is actually on T-Mobile, despite the fact it doesn't say it anywhere, and is clearly a Brew device. I mean, if you recognize that UI... common on their Sprint ones, but nope, it is on T-Mobile, and I've tested it. It does work. It's just a very basic phone. This is a Motorola Talkabout, which it's so weird. This thing basically takes AAAs, but not. It's really strange. Apparently this thing used to work on Verizon CDMA when that was still up. Rest in peace. Got 4 of these Sonim phones. I think most of them don't have batteries, but I'll find which one does. It's not that one. Yeah, I guess it is this one. Whoops. So here it is. It's huge. It's like a total brick. It's so heavy. It's on Verizon, although I could totally put my own SIM card in it if I wanted. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, good, it's not dead. This thing is an Android phone, and it's so obviously an Android phone. They don't even really try too hard to hide it. Let's see, please insert SIM card. Can I not? It won't make me do anything. That's so stupid. But yeah, again, this thing has... Actually, wait. It's kind of letting me do stuff. This is a shame. This one actually does have the package installer on it, so I was able to install Instagram and stuff on it. It was kind of cursed. One of my oldest phones, I think it's from the year 2000. It's a Sanyo phone of some sort. I mean, yeah, you can tell. It is old. Somehow still holds a good battery charge, though. When I first found this, I low-key thought it was just a home phone. Did you do anything on it besides just look at call stuff? Environment. Oh, it's volume stuff. Yeah, you can't really do a whole lot on it. I cannot believe it has a web browser on it. Well, what? That's crazy. And my last dumb phone to show is actually my oldest. I think this one's from 1997. I did not get this from a bin find. My sibling got this off this website called FreeCycle long time ago. This phone, if you believe it or not, does work. It's just the battery. I mean, I don't have a proper charger for it, so I can never get it to be stay charged for more than like 5 seconds, but it does work and holds that 5-second charge. It's truly incredible. But yeah, those are all the dumb phones. So after this, you guys will be seeing probably what you're all waiting for. The smartphones. Yay. Okay, I lied. I'm not showing the smartphones first because, of course, why would we not forget about the music players? Smartphones will be right after that, though, so not getting its own, like, special section, but whatever. Let's get on to it. This is an iPod Shuffle. I was given to this by someone. It does not work, unfortunately, even with trying the proper, weird headphone jack charger. I think it's so goofy. It doesn't do anything no matter what, so I think it's just toast. Probably a bad battery. This iPod Nano, I don't know what generation it is. Can I read what it says on the back? It is the model A1236. I think that's a 6. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but there it is. I don't know my generations very well. This could very well be a 2nd or 3rd gen. I know this one kind of works because if it's on the charger, it'll do stuff. And, it has a bunch of music on it, but of course the battery is dead, or cooked rather, so it doesn't do anything off the charger, and repairing these is a pain, so it's probably going to be like this forever. This is a SanDisk MP3 player. This is a bin find. It's running, what is it doing? It's running the Rockbox software because the software that was originally on it was extremely slow, and with that you can do all kinds of stuff. Do I have my games on here? Yes, I do have my games on here. I think it's on the micro SD card. Android, the heck? I'm not going to mess with that, but I promise this thing has games on it. I've shown it in a different video, but this thing can play Doom, and it can also play Quake pretty well. This is a Samsung MP3 player. This is This is the Samsung YEP. Yes, it's actually called the YEPP. YEP S3, and the model number is on the back, YPS3. Oh, it's a shame it died because it had a really cool screensaver. I'm sure you saw it. This thing also has a lot of music on it, and every time I turn it on at first, it likes to play the songs on its own. Thankfully, there's no built-in speaker, so it doesn't, just start blaring music out of nowhere. This is an HTC Windows Phone. This thing kind of works. I mean, the battery died, so I can't really demonstrate it on camera, but the screen's all broken, even though it doesn't look like it. I remember when I first got this thing, it had a whole bunch of alarms that were not, you couldn't shut off because you couldn't see how to do it, and it was every minute. It was terrible, so thankfully they're all gone now. This is a Palm Pre on Sprint. It works totally fine. It's in really good condition, and the only reason you know it's on Sprint is because when you turn it around, Sprint, which is a shame. Really neat, slanted design. It actually feels quite nice to hold. This thing is also slightly modified, and it has games on it. As you can see, Quake and Doom right there, which it runs both quite well. I demonstrate. Yes. Speaker is so crisp for no reason. I forget the controls, I think they're on screen, but yeah, don't want to blow out the poor speaker. So let's get out of that. How do I get out of that? Oh no, this is the problem with homebrew software. Okay, out, there we go. Wow, look at that. It's such a modern feeling operating system for how old it is. Just a shame it didn't have a ton of apps for it. Now, if we don't recognize this, you would think this is a dumb phone, but I promise it's not. This is actually the device that Android was first developed on. Not this, this was one of the Android development kit devices, also known as the HTC Sooner, or Google Sooner rather. These things are extremely valuable, which is why I have not taken the stickers off of mine or the protectors on it. I still can't believe I have this. I paid $60 for it, and now these go for $250, so yeah, I'm never getting rid of this good thing ever. It's really neat to see Android in such an infancy state. Before, the iPhone happened, they were like, oh crap, we can't make another dumb phone operating system, we gotta make something good. Yes, there's a lot of stuff, interesting stuff. If you look at it, you can tell it's Android, and there's just sample code, these graphics. Let's do poly to poly. Wow, very neat. And this one, I was very humble about it, as I always am, but this specific one, yes, the one I'm holding, had its firmware dumped and is now on the internet. It actually had articles written about it, so very famous phone this is. But of course I was humble about it. This is an LG Optimus of some sort. I don't remember the model number of it. It is absolutely tiny for a smartphone. It does not work. It shows absolutely no signs of life. These are both iPod 5th gens? I think they're iPod Classics. I can't well, actually I can tell them apart because this was my very first bin find. If you've seen the very first video I made of this stuff, this is my very first one. I can tell because the frame is splitting apart, which is a shame. But other than that, it still totally works fine. I mean, the battery's dead right now, but very special find. I mean, it's my first one, and now I have literally hundreds of devices. Very neat. Here's the other one. I think it's in better shape, and of course the frame isn't splitting apart, and it didn't need a new hard drive, so that always helps. This is the HTC Wizard. When I first got this thing, I thought it didn't work because, well, it didn't, but bench power supply to the battery kind of revived it, and yeah. Oh, don't tell me it died. Are you kidding me? Okay, good. I was going to say, this thing has really good battery life. It is not 2007. I would have been 4 years old at the time. Yes, it is a Windows mobile phone. I mean, oh, and also, I should mention, it is a slider phone. I popped my SIM card in this phone before. It's very fun to use. It's just very interesting, and the data is extremely slow because I think it might be 2G only. I think. I don't know. This is a pretty old smartphone, but it's still just neat to look at. Let's go into the menu. This is clearly meant to be used with like a stylus, but I don't have the stylus, so my nails have got to do the job. It does have a few games on it, and I see Chocolate Doom. I think that's a Doom port. Let's find out, though. Nope, File Explorer. Yes, that's the exact problem with this thing. No stylus, and I can't use it very precisely. Still neat, though. That's supposed to be the Internet Explorer logo. This is an LG Verizon smartphone. I think the battery died. This one works, though. I don't remember the model number of it. This is a Huawei phone of some sort. It's my only Huawei phone. I got this out of the AT&T bin. Not very special. I mean, it's cool. It's a Huawei phone, and yes, they are banned now. Rest in peace, I guess. But yeah, it's just your typical old, very old Android phone. I think it's a Huawei Ascend Y. These are pretty popular with like the budget crowd back then. I remember that because I guess they were good for the time. Not very good now, of course. And speaking of budget crowd, oopsie, this is a Samsung Galaxy Ace. I remember seeing this phone a lot when I was a little kid because, you know, it was really cheap and I guess it was good for its time. I don't know if this one particularly has good custom ROM support, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone put Android 8 on something like this. I mean, there's Android like 10 on the 8 Galaxy S2 for crying out loud, so it would make sense. But yeah, this thing is in absolutely mint condition too. I remember finding this one in, I don't remember the exact year. It might have been 2021 or maybe even 2020, but I remember seeing this same phone in the bin in like 2019, or not this exact one, but the same model, and I couldn't get it for some reason. I just couldn't reach it, but it's good I have one now. This is an LG Verizon Android phone. Oh, it is a slider. Huh, I kind of forgot about that. Neat. When I first got this thing, I remember I totally thought it was like a touchscreen dumb phone because of how it works. I mean, you have to power it up with the end call button. The battery's dead, unfortunately. I know it works, though. But then when I saw it says, with Google, I was like, wow, smartphone. This is a Pantech rugged phone. I'll take off the back to show the model number. Wow, it's dark in here. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, this one does not work at all. I got this in a phone lot I was low-key ripped off on, except for the race car phone, and the screws are rusty, and it draws absolutely no power. So yeah, this thing's probably never going to work again, unfortunately, which is a shame because it's just a really interesting form factor. Like, it's a total square. You're not getting an IMEI out of me, but that's the model number right there. It is the P9060. Cool. I'll put the actual name in the video as well to make it easier so you guys can't be like, oh, idiots, you don't even know your phones. I do. It's just hard to keep track of them. LG Android phone on Virgin Mobile. This one I know has a custom kernel to make it slightly faster, which is neat. Also a slider phone. Very nice red keyboard. Pretty nice to type on anyway. Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. I think it's, oh, it has Open Break on it, courtesy of my sibling, of course. They are a huge fan of that game, as I've already mentioned. We got 3 of these. I'll try and show them all at once. These ZTE Zinger phones, these are junk. These have been junk since day one. I mean, you would think they're like 2010 Android phones, but no, they are from 2014. Weirdly, this is the only one that actually works, or works on screen anyway, because the battery's charged. Nova Launcher is freaking this thing out. It wasn't doing that. So yeah, it'll show up, and then it just crashes. Very weird, but typical for such a cheap phone. Yes, these have always been junk. I think they're like 20 bucks new. These other two, I can't remember which is which. Yeah, so this one doesn't work at all. It's water damaged. And this one does technically work. The battery's not in it for some reason. I don't remember doing that. But the power button is just a contact, so you have to turn on with a screwdriver. Not very fun. Put those back, though. Don't want to ruin the aesthetic, of course. This is an Alcatel Pixie Glitz. I remember watching a video on one of these phones for a while back, and you're like, wow, budget champion. Very tiny, very chunky phone, but you know what? For considering the price point, it's not too bad. Has like no storage, though, as you'd expect on a phone like this. Actually, how much storage do you have? I'm betting it has like 4 gigs, but let's take a look. About phone, Android 4.4.2. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. Whoopsie. Storage. Oh my goodness. It has a whopping 2 gigs of space. That is nothing. Wow. That's funny. This is a Kyocera Hydro, I think Rise? I'll check the model number of it. I mean, it's called a Rise because slider phone. I think this is one of the newest, like, modern slider phones besides the Priv, which means calling this thing modern is funny, but considering it runs like Android KitKat, maybe even something, no, not older. Interestingly, I know there's a phone just like this that it says it doesn't have the sliding mechanism. Other than that, it's totally identical, but what are you called? Let's find out. Well, of course, it doesn't tell me the name in words. It just says C5155, so take that as you will, I guess. Pretty neat. Alright, we are going to be making another jump cut, so I hope you took your motion sickness medication again. Alright, we're over here now. So it's got some iPod Touches and some old iPhones to start with. This is an iPod Touch 4th generation. I actually can remember which one it is. This one is in such good shape. I mean, you see the front, it's a white one. The back, I mean, these always have scratches, they always do, but this one has barely any, which is very impressive. I mean, usually these things are covered in scratches. Oh, you can see me. Hello. Yeah, this thing works totally fine. There's really nothing on it, though. It's just stock. I mean, there's nothing interesting on it. Yep, as you can see, it is my iPod Touch 4th Gen, and it's on iOS 5. Wow. I don't know if it's considered rare by the legacy jailbreak crowd or what, but I don't like the legacy jailbreak crowd, so I hope you guys are not watching my videos. This is another one. I think this is another 4th gen. That last one was an 8 gig. This one is, doesn't pick up in the camera very well, but it's also an 8 gig. This one is scratched up more like how they usually are. It has a few things on here. As you can see, it's jailbroken, so of course it's got City on there. It's also got Oven Break and Monkey Ball. Very nice. Let me check this real fast. Is it a 4th gen? Pretty sure it's a 4th. Yep, it is also a 4th gen. This one's on a newer version of iOS than the other one. The other one was on 5. This one's on 6. I don't know why the screen's so hard to like show on the camera. I'm very sorry about that. I cannot fix that for some reason. Oh no, I keep kicking the camera too. This is terrible. Here's another 4th gen. This one I've had for a while. This one's a little cracked, not nearly as good a shape as the other ones, kind of scratched up. However, what makes this one cool is it has a little bit more space. It's a 16 gig instead of measly 8 gigs. Only a few apps on there I put on there, but you can't really do much with these, as you'd expect with such an old Apple device. Now this, I think, is a 2nd gen or is it 3rd gen? I don't exactly remember. I see it doesn't have a speaker or a front camera though, but we're just gonna find out. Let's see. It is a 2nd gen, yes, and it has 8 gigs of space, and it's on iOS 4.2.1. Yes, these ones were interesting. Back's not in bad shape considering, again, how old it is and how these are usually very scratched up. Here is, I believe, yeah, this is another 2nd gen. Works totally fine. How much space do you have? Also an 8 gig. Yeah, really nothing on this one either, unfortunately. Now this, I think, is a 1st gen. Is it? Yes, this one looks a little different. I know it has it's all scratched up, but I'm not going to show it because it has the original owner's name engraved into it, so I'm not going to show that. This one, I think they just reset it when they gave it to me, so unfortunately there's nothing too much interesting on here. It is not 5:55 in the morning, I promise. I'm actually filming the next day, so I'm not tired. And oh, that's my sibling's name. 8 gigs, yes. It is 1st gen, I believe. iPhone 3GS, this one the battery died, but it works totally fine, I remember that. Another 3GS, which This one was on the charger, but it was still showing the battery dead icon, and you have to like kind of crunch it to be able to even press the power button, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, definitely not in great shape. Here's the 3GS that actually works, though. This one's totally fine. Has a few apps on it that I put on there. What iOS are you running? It is running iOS 6, 6.1.2. I don't think I downgraded this one. I don't know how to do that stuff. Yeah, pretty neat. It's in pretty good shape. Here's another one, also in pretty decent shape. Here's the back. Although the back, is it cracked? No, actually, the back is not cracked, which is very good, because if it is, then that means the battery's bloating. Had that happen on a few of mine, unfortunately, but kind of what can you expect for phones this old? Here's another, this is another 3GS, also in good shape. Has a break on it. Oh, it's jailbroken. I don't remember doing that. Yeah, my sibling messes with these older phones a lot. I don't really touch them, but they like to mess with them quite a lot. Yes. How much space do you have, actually? I'm curious. Haven't been checking on any of these. Let's see. Well, I checked on one of them. This is also an 8 gig. Wow. Here's an iPhone 3G. This one's a 16 gig, as it shows on the back. Yes. Ah, I guess it died. Yeah, a few of these did die the next day, unfortunately. This is an iPhone 3G. This one is white. It is also a 16 gig. Pretty nice condition. Battery's not dead, though. Van Gogh wallpaper. It's about to die, though. Also jailbroken. Don't remember doing that. Another white one. This one's very lightweight. Yeah, I remember this one. This one's extremely lightweight, and because you see this huge crack in it. I remember when I first got this phone, it was like pushed out almost like that far, and it's cracked because of the pressure of the battery expanding that much. It was probably the most expanded or bloated battery I'd ever seen in my life. It was terrifying. I think the thing works, though. I haven't put a new battery in it yet. Here's another iPhone 3G. It's an 8 gig. It's kind of faded and scuffed a little bit. Do you work? Yes, it does. This time and date is correct, though. Come on, slide. Yeah, nothing. Are these all jailbroken? I don't remember doing that to any of these. Here's another. This one has, trying to look. It's a 16 gig. Not sure if you can really see in this not so great lit room. Nothing on it. Again, jailbroken. I think, you know, I remember it. The reason they're all jailbroken is because they try to like extract the apps off of them if they have them, but a lot of them just don't. I know a few do, but none of them don't. Like a lot of them don't. This one does have apps on it. It's a 3G, and it came with these 3 apps. Don't actually know. There's a few more. Angry Birds, of course. How much space do you have? 8 gig, as you can see on the back, or you can't, I don't know. Alright, we're going to be doing another jump hunt in a moment. Alright, we're over here now. Which ones did I show? Yes, this 3G, this regular 3G is also an 8 gig. Lots of these are 8 gigs, it seems. This one, the battery died. I know it works, though. This one was actually the first 3G I found. It doesn't have a battery anymore, so it's super lightweight. I remember because this one doesn't have a power button, nor is like the top is just totally destroyed. And the back, like the Apple logo is somehow gone and it's basically all worn off. It did work though. I think it does still work. This one's funny. I got this one pretty recently and the power button was messed up somehow, I forget. And you see these wires sticking out of it. That's how you turn it on. Gotta be pretty gentle with it. I hope I can do it on camera, but if you can demonstrate. Don't want to pull on it too hard. I don't want to break these wires. You just hold it. I think the battery's dead, unfortunately. Let me see if I can do it. Yep, there it goes. I just touched the wires, and that's how you turn it on. The battery's dead, though, but you see what happens, so yeah. This iPhone 4S, I don't know why it doesn't have a screen. I think it's FMI off, though, so I should put a screen on it. Yes, I've never properly tested it, though, because of that. Another 4S, this one works, but it's cracked, and I think the battery's dead. This 4S works and is on. Oh yeah, I just turned it off on accident. Whoopsie. This one works and is on. Or wait, what's that? I just confused myself. Just see how much storage it has. It's clearly on a newer version of iOS, because why wouldn't it be? Or new for this thing anyway. Come on, general. It is a 16 gig, as the name implies. Very nice. It's in pretty decent shape, though. It's pretty clean. Oops. Oh, I turned it off on accident. That's what happened. No, stop. This 4S has actually a couple apps on it. Let's see how much space you have. This one is a 16 gig. I forget how many of these are on Verizon or not. I'm not gonna. I don't show too much because again, I don't show IMEIs in my videos anymore because people are just weird. I wish that wasn't the case, but I see what happens. I know what goes on. Another 4S. This one has a slight crack in the top, but other than that, it works totally fine. Back is fine because of course it is. What storage do you have? This is an 8 gig, not 8 gig. Jeez, I'm so silly. It is a 16 gig. I think a lot of these are 16 gigs actually. Just gonna move the camera slightly up for just a tad, so it's not. I don't want to do too many jump cuts here. That one's still on that screen, so let's get that out. This one works. It's just cracked and the battery's dead. Here's this one. This 4S. Back's actually a little cracked on this one. Is this a 4S? Gotta keep checking. No, this is a 4 actually. Actually, those might have been 4s. Hold on. Yeah, this is a wait. Yeah, that's a 4. I always forget how to tell them apart. I'm rusty at this. This is a 4S though. Okay, good to know. So this 4 has his FCS on it for some reason. The power button's messed up, and I remember this one being iCloud locked, and I don't think it got bypassed because that's the thing. A lot of these. I didn't have a whole lot of iCloud locked ones to begin with, but the ones that were, I mean, when the iCloud bypassed that we just submit a request with literally anything and they'd approve it if the iCloud account was inactive, when that was going on, a bunch of my iPhone 4s and 4Ss, my sibling just let it bypass. But of course, people went too crazy, so they had to get rid of that, and that'll never work again. Very sad. Let's do some more moving around. Here we go. This is an iPhone 4S. So yeah, those are all white. Black iPhone 4S. The battery's dead, but I know this one works. I think it's the same deal with this one, although the back is pretty badly cracked. I think it's the most cracked back one I have. Other than that, though, it works totally fine. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. It's not dead. It just wasn't on for some reason. Oh, camera. Don't do that. That's nice, though. How much storage do you have? Let's look. It is a 16 gig. Very nice. Like I'd expect most of these to be. I know one of them has a lot of storage, though. This is a iPhone 4S. It's just the back says less for some reason, which almost made me think it was a CDMA 4, but it is clearly not CDMA, as you see the SIM card slot in it. This is another 16 gig. Expected. Get out of the settings app. I didn't tell you to stay on there. I keep not meaning to turn these off. It's just that they have no other way to hold them. Another iPhone 4S, yes. This is another. Oh my goodness, no! This is the 64 gig one, which this is crazy to me because it's like I didn't even think this was an option, but it clearly is. I mean, this is like you must have been so baller to have a 64 gig iPhone 4S back in like 2011 because I mean my main phone right now has 64 gigs of space. Like this must have been like having like a phone that had a terabyte of storage back then. I mean, this is crazy. Very neat. And of course, I got it for free. Got it from the bin. My lovely list pays to get phones. Imagine being a chump who pays for their phones. Couldn't be me. Just move up a little bit. This is iPhone 4S. Or an iPhone 4S, geez. Works totally fine, like almost all of these do. Just, yeah, no cracks or anything of the sort. How much storage do you have? This is a 16 gig. I wonder why I have such trouble telling all these phones apart. This one, you can tell has a bunch of apps on it that I wouldn't normally put on there because, well, it didn't have a pin, but it is iFMI on, so I can't do a whole lot with it. I don't want to go to the settings because it'll probably show the original owner's name, and I don't want to do that. This is a CDMA 4, though. Here's another CDMA 4. This one works, but the battery must be dead. That's a shame. Oh, there it goes, I guess. Or not. Stop. Another CDMA 4. Battery dead on this one. Yeah, but I know besides the cracks, this thing's fine, though. I know it works. Move up some more. Wish I had more to say about these individual 4s. I mean, it's just like once you see on the 4... Once you see 4S, you just kind of see them all. I mean, there's just a bunch of the same phone. Not really much else to say special about them. I can't get this one to get off the camera app, though. This one's in quite bad shape. The screen's pretty messed up. This is another CDMA4. Yes, this is CDMA4. Power button does not feel very nice to press, and I think this one is still iCloud locked for some reason, which is weird. So it must have not been able to get bypassed, which is a shame. And the back's all cracked too. Yep, easily my worst one. But next to it, one of my best ones. It's an iPhone 4 running, I think, the stock iOS or iOS 4. So this is the rare one, and I haven't reset it. That's why it still has all these apps on there, including that gross, disgusting news app. I remember someone being like, "Why is that gross?" Like, she said, it was like, "I accept your opinion, though. I'm the master of handling other opinions." But like, why is it gross? Seriously, it's bothering me. I'm just like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, this one I actually need to see if it'll actually no, it's on iOS 4. It won't show the original owner's name. See general. Let's go to about. And yes, it is on iOS 4.0.2, and it's a 16 gig, which is crazy. It's on such an old version of iOS. I mean, I admit it, it's cool to see it like this, especially because it is super fast. Talking Tom. But does that make it does it make it inherently more valuable? No. Like if I wanted to spite the legacy jailbreaking children who thought that, if I were to hit 1,000 subscribers, I would reset this and update it to iOS 7 on camera. But I'm not going to do that because I really like this phone, and I don't want to lose all my subscribers. So that too, I guess. Another iPhone 4. This is just a regular 4. Not much to it. That's another thing, since a lot of these are reset, and you can't really do much with them, so I can't talk about them a whole lot. Now on iOS 9.3.1, it is a 16 gig. Let's move up some more. Oopsie. Oh no, I did not mean to drop that. Sorry. Sorry, phones. This one, yeah, it's jailbroken, but I don't think, I think it has the original owner stuff on it still, because, I mean, otherwise not all these apps would be on here. Yeah, I saw 2048 on here. Wow. So I won't go into the settings app because I don't want to show the original owner's name. Why is this so washed out? I don't understand that. Hopefully it looks better on the actual video. Oh no, it shut off. That's sad. Yeah, that one clearly looks fine. It's just on the original owner's information or iCloud account, and is still FMI on. This one is just a screen, a frame. I mean, it's missing a back and a battery, but this one's not worth fixing, or at least the motherboard isn't worth, like, it's not worth putting a battery into, because as the note says, the NAND flash on this is dead, so it needs a new motherboard for it to work again. I'll keep that screen and frame though. It's in pretty perfect shape actually. Another iPhone 4. Does this one work? I'm pretty sure it does. It's just the battery's dead. It's of course very cracked. Move up some more. Another iPhone 4. Got the lovely Scotch tape repair job. I love when people do that. This one's on iOS 6, I think. I don't remember if it was like this originally, if it got downgraded. Probably got downgraded, to be honest. 6.1.6. Actually, I don't know. I thought the downgraded one was 6.1.3. I don't know. I'm not too educated on this stuff, so someone else would have to speak on this. I don't know why this one is here. It's literally just a frame. Camera's good on it though, and so is the charging port. It's probably the only reason I've kept it, to be honest. Got some in a case here. This is an iPhone. I think it's a 4. Just regular 4, but it's in a pretty big case, but let's see. Oh, it's a 4S on iOS 6.1.3. Yeah, this one I think was just downgraded. It's got this nice bulky case on it. Here's another one. I think it's got, yes, very similar case, except it's got an Apple sticker on it. What version are you on? Oof, that wallpaper tells me it must have been on iOS 6 at that point, but it was probably just downgraded, so no loss there. Yep, it's on 9.3.5 now, and it's just a measly 8 gig. Womp womp. Let's move up some more. Oh yes, this one. It's such an interesting case. The phone itself is dead, but I know it works fine. Again, the most redundant, I've said it every single year because I've had this phone since like early 2019. It's just like, what is the point of this case? I mean, it's like, is it like if you were to crack the back of the phone and you want it to still look like a regular iPhone, but it's like, it looks so fake. Like the font is all, it's just so silly. Just like me, for real. Another iPhone. This one the case came on it like this. It's actually starting to get kind of sticky. I do not like. Battery's dead on it though. Really bulky OtterBox case on this iPhone. I think it's a 4S. The case is sadly falling apart just a little bit though. Oh, it's on the setup screen again. What the heck? Oh, it shows my email. Get that out of here. Don't like that. Let's move up one more time. These are two HTC phones. They don't have batteries. I got these in a gold recovery eBay phone lot for like 20 bucks. It was like a pound of phones. Here's the model number if you want to see it. It is the... I'm trying to read it. I guess, guessing the model number is APA7373. That does not even sound right though. I don't know. All I know about these is it's on Sprint and they're slider phones, which I actually don't think I knew when I first got them. Okay, we'll be doing another jump out here. Alright, back over here. This is another one of those HTC slider phones I got from a gold recovery lot from eBay. Again, I believe it works, I just haven't been able to like properly put a good battery in it. This is a Motorola Droid of some sort. It's one of the first ones. It might even be the first one. This one's dead though. It is a slider phone. I have another one right here, except this one is clearly working and is also in better shape low-key. These all came from bins, of course. Again, I don't need to state it a bunch of times, but what are you? I actually don't remember the exact model name. I'm not sure if it'll tell me, but it's worth checking. It is the... No, this is a Droid 2, actually. I think these are all Droid 2s. Pretty sure, anyway. They all look exactly the same. Here's another one. Yep, looks exactly the same. You really... No point in setting it up because you can't do anything with them. This is a Galaxy S3 Mini that I've never been able to test. It was also from that same gold recovery lot, except can't test it because it takes a different battery than the S3 Minis here, because this one is on the Canadian carrier Rogers. I think it's Canadian anyway. This is another S3 Mini I have. This one is a international one or unlocked model, so the battery that was in it would not fit in that, but it doesn't have a battery because it kind of got... I never realized it was bloated until a few years ago, so I got rid of it. Remember when I first got this thing, it was all in French and had like some anime wallpaper. Galaxy Light, this one does not have a battery, but it's a better shaped one of my two. Got this one much later. Actually, I can't remember if it works properly. This is the Galaxy Light that does work properly, and I got like a long time ago, or not a long time ago, 2018 was not that long ago. Slightly cracked, and it's actually running a version of Cygen mod. It's a little glitchy, but it does feel smooth, I will say that. Especially, I'm surprised there was even custom ROMs for this, considering this is just an old T-Mobile budget phone that was exclusive to T-Mobile. This is an HTC One V, I think. It's got this interesting little kickstand, not kickstand, but like divot here. I know this one doesn't work because it doesn't do anything anymore, but it used to show a whole bunch of graphical like garbage when you hook it up to a charger and just do nothing else. This is a budget Samsung phone of some sort on track phone. One of my real-life friends gave this to me, so thank you. I actually have to see what it is because I can't remember what phone it is. But let's take a look. About device. It is the Samsung Starlight. Yeah, so I remember it was something space related, but it wasn't Samsung Galaxy, or it's a Galaxy Starlight technically. This is more or less the same phone, or it is the same phone, except this is the Great Call one. It's in better shape on the back. I can't, the battery's dead and I can't use this because it can reset, and these are weird, so you can't use them if they're not, you know, properly set up. This is an HTC, geez, what is this? I forget what it is, but this one doesn't work. It doesn't have the battery that was in it did not work, and the phone itself does not work, which is a shame because it's in really good shape. But no fear, I do have one that's in not as good shape, but does work. This extended battery does not even, the back for that extended battery doesn't even fully fit on the phone, so great design job, guys. Let's see what it is, though, because I don't remember. There's the settings. Let's see, what are you? It is the PC36100. That is not helpful at all. Ooh, I did not know that was showing. Yeah, I'll have to definitely blur that out. Oh, well. These HTC phones are cool. I like them. It's just a shame you can't do anything with them anymore because they're so old. And also, what a fall from grace. Seriously, HTC is like nothing. They're still nothing these days and probably never will be anything. This is a UMX phone. It's on track phone, as you can see. Probably the fanciest looking UMX phone I've seen. I think it still has like a Snapdragon 200 or something really low end. This phone is what taught me that UMX apparently stands for Ultimate Mobile Experience. Wow. I'll have to see if it has a name. I doubt it does, though. OEM software. Nope, it is just the UMX U671C. That's all it's known by. I think this is a Motorola Droid Razr Mini or something like that. Really nice screen on it. It's just a shame it's cracked. This one's in this white color. Yes, Motorola Droid, but let's see. Oh, I do not like the black text on the black background. I don't have a way to change that. It just kind of did that on its own. What are you? No, that's not what I meant to do. No. It doesn't... Oh, wait, no, here we go. Yep, it is just the Motorola Droid Mini. Okay, so it's somewhat close. That's what that one is. Thankfully, I have its brother, which is in much better shape, and it's black. It's a really nice shade. Just looks great. Sadly, the battery's dead on it, though, so I can't show it working. Okay, time to do another jump cut. Okay, we're back over here. I think this was one of the Motorola Droid Razr phones. Yes, thankfully it is on. Focus that some more. I'm sorry that I have to focus the phone every single time, but this autofocus is not very good when it comes to recording. Because I tried it one year, I think it was 2021, or maybe even just last year. Maybe 2020, I don't remember, but I just remember it was doing a terrible job. What are you? This is the Droid Razr M. This is a really nice design phone. I just love this little carbon fiber back. It's just awesome. It feels really nice to hold. I do like the large phones, but I kind of miss this form factor because Motorola did a good job with it. Like I'm telling you, if Motorola phones were still like the Google era ones, I would totally be manning one. But no, they have to be owned by Lenovo, and they never update them. Oh, so sad. This one also works, but it's just dead, and the screen's in not nearly as good shape. Well, no, it's actually very cracked, and this one's pretty much mint. This is a Casio G-Zone or GZ1, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I think this is the older one, so I think it's the C711. I think the newer one is the C811. Can't remember for sure. I know this works. It's just the battery in it holds no charge, so I can't show it working on camera. I should get a battery for it someday. This is a Samsung Galaxy S Fascinate, or basically the Galaxy S1 on Verizon, which is slightly different than the one every other carrier got. Where the heck is the power button? There it is. Yes, you fit the puzzle to unlock it. Wow. Skip that on. Let's skip this because it always tries to activate. There's no way to. Oh, you just press English and there you go. For such an old phone, the screen on this still looks quite nice. I mean, this OLED, no, this AMOLED has barely any burn-in, which is shocking. I don't think I'm going to be able to get off that, unfortunately. They're so sad. This is another Galaxy S Fascinate, except in worse shape. The bezel's a little chipped and cracked and missing the buttons. And I know this one boot loops. Let's see. Just going to move slightly here. There you go. This is a Samsung Nexus of some sort. I actually never got the chance to really take the stuff off of it, so there's still quite a bit of apps, but I'll go into the settings anyway. Christmas ringtones. Ho, ho, ho. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is a Samsung Galaxy Nexus. This is the back, this little blue animal print case on it. About phone. Yes, it is a Nexus S 4G. I almost said 5G. What is wrong with me? Funny jokes. Let's see. Yeah, pretty sure Samsung made that. This is a Samsung Galaxy S on T-Mobile. This one does not work. It is very badly water damaged. From that phone lot, I kind of got fleeced on a little bit. HTC Thunderbolt 4G, I think that, or 4G LTE, excuse me. I think this might be one of the first 4G LTE phones on Verizon, if not the first, which I think is actually pretty neat. So, if if app support was an issue, this would totally still be usable because I don't get the 5G hype. I mean, it doesn't seem to work as good as LTE, which I think is very funny and ironic too. Let's move this some more. The battery appears to be dead on it, is an HTC Inspire. That's basically just an HTC Desire. Just realized that. This is an Inspire 4G. I think it's a 4G phone anyway. But it's basically just the original HTC Desire, except released a year later exclusively on AT&T. This is a ZTE Quest, the original one. This phone is in horrible condition. The buttons are all gone. The screen is insanely scratched, and the digitizer barely works. But with my little box cutter here, you can turn it on. Yes. So it does kind of work, and I've tried to, make it look like every other Android phone I have, except this side of the digitizer just barely works. Like, I try to drag stuff to it, and yeah, it just doesn't let you. Then that happens. It's just all kinds of misclicks and stuff. It's very annoying. Move this down some more. This is an Alcatel phone. I think it's a One Touch Evolve. This phone is insanely slow. Apparently it was insanely slow when it was new too, which I think is funny. Has this case on it, which I need to keep on because the back rubber is rotting very badly. Like it's basically impossible to touch this thing without feeling gross. It's that bad. And yes, I'm not kidding. Yep, pretty neat, I guess. Very typical budget Android phone of the time. Gold iPhone SE. The screen is totally destroyed, and it's a mismatched screen because white, black. But it's FMI off, so I should fix it. Another iPhone SE. This one's space gray. Screen's not nearly as messed up. However, the home button doesn't work, which is why System Touch is on here. I think it's on iOS 11, but we can take a look. Oh, it's not even signed in. Let's see. Yep, iOS 11, as I thought. Wow. Oh, right. Almost forgot the home button didn't work. It's just instinct. Another Space Gray SE. This one's basically mint. Sadly, the battery's dead, though. iPhone SE. This is a gray one, I remember, or silver one, excuse me. This one, before it was bypassed, I remember it was on probably, I think the first iOS it came with. I think it was iOS 9? Maybe 10, I don't know. Whatever the SE was first installed with, but then it reset itself. I mean, if it weren't for these stupid carvings in the back of this phone, it would be mint. I remember one of my friends in high school, he found this in the forest, which, I mean, considering that, it's in amazing shape. It was just really dirty. Let's move down a bit. Let's fix this a little. Rose Gold SE. I haven't been checking the storage on those. I should. I think those past two were 16 or 32 gigs. This phone's basically mint as well. Yep, this one's a 64 gig. Very nice. Gold iPhone SE. I found it all the way into 2018. I can't talk today. This one recently became FMI off. The owner must have... Actually, no, I think it was either bypassed or the original owner took it off. Finally. So I should have some incentive to put a screen on it. It's just not a huge deal to me considering I already have a working Gold SE, but maybe. It'd be cool to see this one work. Same deal with this Space Gray one as well. I also found the same year. This one finally became FMI off, either by bypassing it or just the owner taking it off, so I should put a screen on it. This is a gold. Is this gold? Yeah, this is a gold. I just couldn't tell in the lighting. 5S. This one does work, but the digitizer is messed up because this is a really deep crack in the screen. This was given to me by a family friend. It is not a bin find. This iPhone 5S, a space gray one, the home button is somehow gone and well, died, but the screen is absolutely destroyed. How does this even happen? Like, seriously. Move it down once more. Another iPhone SE with a very cracked screen. See the lines and stuff down under it. What are you? No, not software update. That'll make the legacy children mad. It's running iOS 11.2 and it's a 32 gig. Respectable. Same phone except in considerably better shape than another 5S, space gray one. I think it's also running iOS 11. It's again much better shape. It's like so much better. This one's a 16 gig though, and I see it's on Verizon. Wow. And you're stuck on Verizon. Space gray one, again, not in as good a shape. You can see the home button's all exposed. And actually doesn't press in very nicely, but it does work somehow. What's the info on you? You are in a 16 gig on iOS 8.4.1. Wow, rare. Oopsie. 5S silver one. I think this one has a dead battery. Yes, this one has a dead battery. Basically mint condition though. Move down some more. Not as good condition. Silver 5S, pretty cracked screen. This one is not dead though. This one works fine besides the cracked screen. What are you running? Let's see. It is a 32 gig on 9.3.2. It's actually on T-Mobile. Wow, that's surprising. White iPhone 5C in pretty good shape except for the bottom being a little dinged up. Battery's dead on this though. I'm pretty sure it works. Same phone except in better shape. This one is, I'd say, close to pretty great condition. These 5Cs are very hard to keep clean, especially these white ones. Like you just see every beat up mark on them. This one, as you can clearly tell, works. This one, I remember, is in really good shape. Like, you can't tell on the video, but it has a slightly pink hue to it due to like printer ink clearly getting on it, and you can't really get that off, which is a shame. It's a shame, but oh well. It is running iOS 10.3.3 and it has a 16 gig on T-Mobile. Very nice. This one, it's kind of beat up. The screen's cracked in this corner. I think I got this. That was one of the first ones I got. Move down slightly. Just showed that one. Same thing. I wish I didn't have a bunch of white iPhone 5Cs. Like, they're the most boring color. This one, the screen is totally destroyed on. I believe it's iCloud lock, so it's practically worthless. And the frame is so beat up. Like, I think it's so beat up to the point where it's like, even if you were to put a new screen on it, like, it'd still be popping up because it's just that chewed up. Like, it looks like it was chewed by a dog almost. Blue iPhone 5C. This one is, oh yes, the power button's stuck. I basically bought this just to swap the motherboard around because it had an FMI off board and a really bad condition case, so I just swapped it for the white one. A blue iPhone 5C in actually good shape. The battery's dead on it, unfortunately, but my sibling found this at their university's college phone bin and just gave it to me. It was FMI on, but they disabled it. I need to check this one, actually. Oh, this one's just dead. It's an iPhone 5. It's a silver one. It might be this one I can't show. Huh, must have died. Well, one of these iPhone 5s, I think it was the one I just showed, was actually given to me by a family friend, but it's FMI on. They still need to take that off, and it's a picture of them and their other cousins on this lock screen, so I'm not trying to show my family on YouTube. They don't want that. Another, as I said, another silver iPhone 5. Decent shape. Screen protector doesn't feel the greatest on it, though. And then there's this iPhone 5, this slate one, that doesn't have a screen for some reason, but as the marks say, it is on iOS 8.3. I think that's what it says. I did not write that. I should put a screen on this. I know it's FMI off, which is nice. All right, prepare for another jump cut. And we are back over here. This is an iPhone 5 on, oopsies. Didn't mean to do that. No. On rare iOS version. There's sadly no interesting apps on here, but let's see what iOS version it is. Yes, Rary ISO 6. It is on iOS 6.1.4. It is a 16 gig. My sibling bought this phone on eBay for a really cheap price, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but I have this phone now. They gave it to me, so I'm the winner here, really. This is funny. This is a fake iPhone 5 that has like a MediaTek dumb phone chip in it, so it's just funny. I wish I could have seen it working, but it never had a screen. It's just always been in this broken state. But I'll always keep it because like fake iPhones, especially ones this old, are quite rare. This is an iPhone 5 with this Kate Spade case on it. I think it works. I think this battery's just dead. This is a slate iPhone 5 with an official Apple leather case on it. It's dead too, sadly, but I know this one works fine. This is an iPod Touch, I think it's a 5th or 6th gen. Can't remember for sure. This one I remember always acted up because at first the battery was really bloated, so the screen would just like flop around, but even with a new battery, it never knows what it's doing. Like either I think it's on 20% or it thinks it's dead. Even if you just charge it, it's all messed up. Something must be wrong with the motherboard in some way. This blue one, however, works totally fine. Yes, it still has the original wallpaper on it too. So we can see what no, I know, low battery. Just check what iOS version it's on real fast. And what it is too, because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's a 6th gen or a 5th gen. I forget how to tell them apart. It is a 5th gen, I was close. I think the 6th gen is slightly different. Let's put this back. I believe this is also a 5th gen. Yes, it's on this black color. I know this one works too, it's just battery's dead. This is the well-known ANS Obama phone. The screen is so washed out, free service. This phone is stupid slow, and I remember it was very hard to bypass the Google lock on. It's just like, why is it always the cheapest phones have the the most secure Google locks? It makes absolutely no sense. But yes, it is the Obama phone. It is the ANS UL40. Wow. Pretty sure since this thing's carrier was just a Sprint MVNO, I think the service was just straight up won't work anymore, which is kind of a shame. This is a Samsung Droid of some sort, not like Samsung Android. Well, it does run Android, but it's like stylized like the Verizon Droid branding. Let's see, what are you? I can't remember. It is quite old. It's dark because it's on battery saver mode, but it does have a nice OLED screen like a lot of Samsungs have. It is the SCH i510, whatever that actually stands for. I'll put that in the video. It does have actual physical buttons, as you can see, instead of like capacitive ones. Yeah, it's time for the jump cut. Alright, we're over here now. This is the ZTE Quest 2. This one never had service, unfortunately, unlike the other one. So yeah, I never. Again, another free phone, but they're both on Q-Link wireless, I think. Or the other one was on Assurance. I can't remember, but this one's on Q-Link. Yep, very basic. The camera doesn't even have a flash, and somehow the back plastic is cracked. Don't see how that's possible. Motorola Droid phone. The back's all like peeling, so it's just to see the raw metal, or aluminum, whatever it is. What phone are you? I can't remember the model of this one. This is the Motorola Droid X, not to be confused with the Moto X. Two completely different phones. Very cool. Some cheap no, I did not say to go to the camera. Wow, look how good the quality is on that. Oh, why these flip around? Don't do that. I'll just fix that on camera right fast. Wow, you see the process here. Anyway, yes, cheap LG phone with a very saturated screen. Can't remember the model number of this. I just remember it has a Snapdragon 210, which explains why it's not very fast. And of course, you can clearly see the screen's kind of cracked. Not kind of cracked, it's quite cracked actually. It is the that's feel helpful, LG L44V. I'll put the actual name in the video as I would plan on it. All 5 of these are Casio GZ1 or G-Zone C811s. I believe these are the C811s, just the newer ones. I really like this design. It's so cool. I wish like there's like a phone with made like this with modern specs, but that will never happen. I mean, there's those Yumi Digi ones, but those don't count because they suck. I kind of wish Casio tried to make phones for a bit longer. Yes, it is the C811, as it says right here. All of them work. Oh yes, it shows the Casio keyboard, which was, I remember, not very good when I tried to use this phone. Even when I first got these in 2019, they were very, very slow, and yeah, they're even worse now, as you'd expect. Same deal. This one doesn't have a battery. This one does. I know I kept the original launcher on one of them anyway, maybe 2. Did this one die? I guess it died. Dang. What about this one? Oh, it died too? What the heck? Well, I know those. I guess one of these 2 has the original launcher, but they're dead, so that's a shame. This is a Moto X with really nice custom colors. This one's fully unlocked. It has no carrier branding because I'm sure they did the Moto customization or the My Moto customization. You can't really see it in the light too well, but this is like a red color, and the camera lens has this orange ring around it, and the buttons are also orange. Whoever just picked out the colors of this did a great job. I love it. I mean, plus orange buttons. I mean, that's gonna win with me. Despite how old this phone is, I mean, it's from 2013. It didn't have like the best CPU or best Android system on the chip at the time. It had this has a Snapdragon S4, I think Plus instead of the Snapdragon 800. This thing still feels very snappy, even though it's 10 years old. Same phone, Moto X, except this one doesn't have the nice My Moto like customization. It's just a black boring one, and it's on Verizon, so you can't do as much cool stuff with it. Big shame, I know. This is wait a second. I just realized, is this the Moto? No, the Moto X2 is much larger. I was going to say, this seemed off. This is a Sony Xperia Z5 Compact, my only Sony smartphone that's dead right now, and unfortunately I can't really do much with it because the digitizer, even though it looks totally fine, and I can't even, the cracks are like right up top here. They're like almost, you can't even really see it. Well, you can barely see them when the light's shining right on it. The digitizer is pretty much entirely non-functional, which is sad. I really do need to fix this phone. I can't. I keep forgetting to and not getting around to it. iPhone SE silver in a case. This one works totally fine. What iOS version are you running? Yes, I know, low battery. You are running. It's on 13.3.3, 13.3.1, and is a 64 gig. Very nice. This one is this an iPhone SE? Actually, can't remember. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Good thing I didn't. As I remember, yeah, this is a 5S. This was given to me by a family friend. This originally had a broken screen on it, but it was fixed, and it is on. It's an iPhone 5S. It's a 64 gig, and it's on 12.3.1. Nice. Yeah, it still has the original owner's iCloud on it, so I can't exactly reset it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. This is another iPhone. I think this is a 5S in gold. Could be an SE though. The case is very loose, so we can just check. It is a 5S, kind of what I thought. Just gonna very slowly. Oh, I put that on wrong. Oopsie. Oh well. Just gonna move down very slightly. Hopefully that's not too startling. This is an iPhone 5S, I think. It's space gray. We're gonna find out. I mean, in the case, it's hard to tell the 5S and S to the apartment. I think it's kind of the point. Yep, this is a 5S, a 16 gig. This is an iPhone 5C that appears to have iCloud locked itself to my email. Very weird. I'm sure I can just reactivate it though. No, not a big deal. This one did not have that issue though. This is also a 5C. In a case, you can tell it's a white one. Let's see, what's the info on you? You are an 8 gig on 10.3.3, and it's on AT&T. Typical. This is a Slate iPhone 5 in this outer box case. Oh, it is dead. I believe that, yeah, those cases, I mean, I've had them for quite a while now. They came with my first 2 iPhone 5Cs, I think. Pretty sure that's how it was anyway. Can't quite remember. This, I like to affectionately call this the weeaboo phone, or simply the weeb phone, because, I mean, the skin on the back of it tells you everything. I'm not a weeaboo, so I don't really know my stuff too well, but I think this is the anime Black Butler? I'm not too sure. I imagine it's not it, and I'm going to get some weeaboo in the comments being like, "You uncultured swine," and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I haven't watched that stuff in a while. This phone works totally fine, though. It's kind of what you expect of an Android phone from this era. What phone is it actually, though? It's a Motorola Droid. I think it's a Motorola Droid 4, but I'm not too sure. So let's check. Yep, it is a Motorola Droid 4. I believe. Is this a slider phone? Yeah, I was going to say, because that's the whole point of the Droid series, and it felt kind of chunky. Nice keyboard, and it lights up. It feels really cool. It feels really good to type on, too. But I can't put my SIM card in it, so it's a shame. LG phone, what are you? This is the LG P769. I have 3 of these. This came from the gold recovery lot. So did these 2 over here. They all don't work because the 2 of them don't have batteries, and you can see they don't have backs. This one does. The battery works, however, all these phones are kind of notorious for the flash chips just dying on them, and all 3 of them, they just stay on the LG logo forever. So yeah, clearly that's what's going on here. That a little bit. LG Optimus of some sort. This is basically the Verizon version of the LG Optimus L90, which was my very first phone. I missed that phone. I lost it a long time ago. This home button, I believe, it doesn't have a battery right now. I think this phone doesn't work, like the screen's all messed up, but I know the home button does change colors and light up, which someone tried to gaslight me into saying the Optimus L90 has a light up home button and does that. Like, I owned the phone. I think I would know, and I remember it definitely didn't, because if it did, I would have remembered that and thought it was the coolest thing ever as an 11-year-old. 11 or 12-year-old, however old I was. You think, yeah, I would have been 11. Galaxy S2 Skyrocket, no battery, but it works. Same deal. Same deal. This one doesn't have the extended back, which is stupid. Why does it have the extended back yet no extended battery? I don't know. That's just how they came from the bin, so don't ask me about it. Same deal. Same deal. At least these are all in good shape, though. Same thing again. Same thing once more. Whoopsie. I mean to drop that. I swear I used to have 2 batteries for these, so that's how I know they all work, but they just disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. I can't possibly know what happened to them. It's very strange. Let's see. Same deal. This one has a dead AMOLED, but the motherboard's fine in it, but I have so many of them. And of course, same deal. This is a Moto G with a really nice case. This was given to me by a family friend not a family friend, like a relative more like. Works totally fine. This thing's basically in mint condition. It's just typical Moto G. I believe this one's an 8 gig. I know it's the, this is the 4G one though, so no 3G one here. Well, let's keep that screen on. And much more low end, this is the Moto E case on it. I actually don't remember if this is the 3G or 4G one or not. I don't even know if they made it. We'll see. Let's check. It is the, well, it's the XT1527, so it's just whatever that means, I guess. I think, and I don't really remember too well about that phone, unfortunately. Move this down. These are two BlackBerry Z10s. Got one right here, it's on Verizon. This was given to me by Isaac Graves, who also collects phones and kind of does the same thing and lives nearby. Fortunately, both of these have dead batteries, but one of them works and the other has a software issue. I think it's basically like it needs it reflashed, but you can't reflash it anymore because you had to get it from some BlackBerry thing, or it's just an activation error. I don't remember too well, but one of them works and one of them doesn't. I can't remember which one it is. Discord? Why do you want to be a Discord user? Get out of here. No, 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 no. Anyway, this is an LG phone of some sort, some Verizon phone. I mean, duh, it's a Verizon phone. I don't remember the model number of it, so we're going to look, but the weird thing about this phone is it's basically an LG Leon except without the back buttons and a nicer camera. This phone was like much more popular as a Windows phone, so it's interesting to see, and I wish I could demonstrate. This one does run Android. It is the LG VS820, as it says right here. No IMEI for you. Haha. Yes, it runs Android, and the camera, like I said, actually autofocuses, unlike the one in the LG Leon. It was Google locked. It was FRP locked, so I had, and there's no bypasses on the internet about it, so I had to basically come up with my own. Maybe I should post it on the internet one day, but I don't know. It seems like it was a very unpopular phone, so who knows how many people would actually need it. Put that back in. Galaxy S3 on Verizon. This one doesn't have a battery, but I remember it works totally fine. Actually, is this one? Hold on. I know one of them has a totally destroyed charging port in a SIM card slot. Is it this one? No, it is this. Oh, it does have a battery. I guess it's just... No? Is it dead? I thought it died or something. Well, it buzzed. There we go. Okay, I guess it does work totally fine. Weird. I tried turning it on earlier and it didn't do anything. Let's see here. This is a Samsung Nexus phone. This works totally fine. Oh, charger. Yes, this is a neat phone. I mean, it's cool that Samsung made phones with basically stock Android. They'd never do that again, but yes, it is the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. This was pretty popular for its time. I like its design. It's just the slightest bit cracked on this left corner, or more like the middle of the phone. It's very hard to see. Well, the S3 is booting. Alright, looks like we'll be doing another jump cut. Alright, we are here again. This is a Galaxy S3 on NTT Docomo, which is actually a Japanese carrier. This phone does work, but it doesn't take the same battery that all of my other S3s take. But I know this phone does not have the original software on it, which was a very weird, like, totally different version of, like, Android. Like, the skin was completely different, but this was just flashed with a, basically to make it just like the GT i9 A300 software, so it's like, it didn't have any of that interesting stuff on it. Sorry about that, there's just some stupid bug flying around, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything bad. Just a fly, no concern there. Anyway, this is a Galaxy S3 on Verizon, as you can see. No battery, but I'm pretty sure this one works just fine. Another Galaxy S3 with a Lilly Pulitzer case. I think this one's just dead, but I know it also works fine. Galaxy S3 on AT&T. I think this one also works fine. Yes, it does. It's actually on. Yes, pretty nice. I mean, the S3 was kind of just like I had mixed opinions on it when it was new. I mean, of course, I was like, what, 9 years old or something like that, but still, it's aged pretty well considering how old it is. Galaxy S4, this one has a broken AMOLED, but I know the motherboard works. This Galaxy S4, while the back says AT&T, it's actually a T-Mobile phone because had a different had a different, like, a T-Mobile board put into it. The original AT&T board in it was just totally dead. It did absolutely nothing, which is really weird. One of my family members actually gave me this phone. This S4 is on Sprint. Oh no, it appears we've gotten to the part of the video where the good camera dies, so now I'm just recording with my phone. Now, where was I? Oh yes, this Verizon S4, this one, it works, but the AMOLED's the screen's dead, but the board is fine. This is an HTC One X, pretty neat phone actually, works totally fine, nothing wrong with it. Galaxy Core Prime, that is an Animal Crossing flower, I put that sticker on here. It's Samsung account locked, so it's basically useless, which is a shame because it's in basically mint condition. I think this is a Core Prime. I'm almost certain this is a Core Prime actually. It's not the first Core Prime I have though, because, well, it's not the first one I found because that one, well, it's an SM, yes, it's a Core Prime, it just doesn't say it on the back for some reason. That first one I got, the very first one I had, I sold, so I haven't had that for quite a while. This is a Galaxy Express 3, I think. This one, oh, showed a phone number, gonna have to blur that out. Don't know what that was all about. Yeah, this one works totally fine. It actually appears to be rooted. Don't know, or actually, I'm not too sure. Interesting. This is another one, or it's the SM120VL. I think it's either an Express Prime 3 or just simply a J1. This one has no screen, obviously, or battery, but I know it works because I put a battery in it and it started blaring that emergency alert tone. So I'm like, yeah, I'm never turning that thing on again. Another Express 3. This one also works fine. Not much to it. I think that one couldn't be unlocked, but this one is unlocked. LG, it's the same LG as this one, except it has a case, also cracked though. Yeah, besides the cracks, it's not too bad. I think one of my friends in high school gave this to me. Motorola Atrix, this thing works, but I think it works, but it has a bad battery, so like when you plug it in, it just does like, it acts like the battery's flat all the time. I'm sure the screen's totally broken too. It seems like someone like took the liberty to break off the speaker grill. Very weird. No Discord. This, I think, is a ZTE Majesty of some sort. Did it say it's in Philadelphia? I am not in Philly. Totally wrong start as the state. What are you? This is, whatever that is. Pretty sure it's a Majesty Pro. I just know, like, it actually might be a Pro Plus. I don't know. The normal version of this phone only has a gig of RAM. I think this has 2, which makes it just ever so slightly faster. But now I'm not recording on a tripod. I don't need to do nearly as many jump cuts, thankfully. This is a Galaxy J5, I think? Duos? It's dead, though. I know it totally works fine, though. LG Nexus 5. Very, very nice phone. I'm very glad I found this in the bin. I remember I actually saw this a while back, but I couldn't get it for some reason. But then I saw another one, so I'm like, oh, I'm definitely getting this one. And sure enough, I have it. And it's in great shape. Very happy with it. I was figuring you can print from these. Did anyone actually do that? Yes. As you see, Nexus 5. Very good. This is a Kyocera Hydro Reach, but it is Google locked and there's no bypassword, unfortunately, so it's just kind of useless. This is a Galaxy S3 with a case on it. Works totally fine. I haven't fully set it up actually yet. I don't know, just doesn't let me change the icons like I wanted, which is weird, but I'll try and get to it. Again, with the black text on the black background, it just looks so bad. Why does it do that? Other than that, I mean, it's fine. LG G2 and Verizon. This thing has a broken digitizer and a cracked screen. I want to fix this, but the Verizon version of these screens are really hard to come by. I don't know why. This is a Microsoft Nokia. I think it's a Lumia 735. Is there a way to check on here? I really do not like Windows Phone or Windows. I think this is Windows Phone, not Skype. Oh my God. Yeah, I think this is Windows Phone or Windows Mobile. I can never remember. See, does it tell you what you are? About. Yep, I was right. Microsoft Lumia 735, and it is Windows Phone 8.1. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, but I've just never been a fan of Windows Phone. It had potential, though. Kind of sad it's all, gone, but whatever. This is a Motorola Droid Max, I think? I'm going to check, though, because I don't remember. I remember these phones all have varying degrees of broken navigation buttons. Yes, it is a Droid Max with 2 X's. Yeah, this one, the home button doesn't work on. Yeah, so they have to do that. Very silly. Another one, the screen is very cracked. Yeah, none of the navigation buttons work on this one. No. This is another Droid Max, the one in best condition, even though it's still quite cracked. Screens are pretty expensive on eBay, which is not surprising given they are AMOLED screens. They do still look nice. I can't believe they work because usually these things break very easily. Cough, cough, Samsung Galaxy S6. This one doesn't work for some reason. It's never worked. It might just be a bad battery, but I don't know for sure. Fix that. This is a Sky Devices phone. I think it's a Sky Devices Elite of some sort. I don't know, some really cheap garbage phone. Basically one of those government phones. This is the Motorola Moto X2. See, I knew it. It's much larger. Again, this one I think was owned by the same person who owned the Moto X that had the orange buttons. This one's not nearly as cool. It just has like a purple back and like a slight yellowish ring around the Motorola logo. It has a nice boot screen though. Very nice phone. iPhone SE 2020. This one has like, it's FMI on, the screen's messed up, and it has like a broken proximity sensor, so it always thinks you're like holding it up to your ear, so the screen randomly shuts off all the time. I mean, it's clearly a really low quality replacement. iPhone 7, this one, it's so smooth for some reason. I actually forget where I got this. I think this was just a bin find. iPhone 6S, rose gold. This, my roommate in college gave it to me, actually. And well, as you can see, My Hero wallpaper. Yes, Weeaboos, I at least recognize that show. iPhone 6S, you could clearly tell they put this in an EKCM and probably didn't like that they were getting like nothing for it, so they're like, ah, screw it, we'll just recycle it at Target, which, thanks for doing that. iPhone 6 silver, oh, it works. Yeah, it has a passcode, I think it's FMI on. Another iPhone 6S space gray. This one does nothing. I think this might be the one one of my friends in high school gave to me that was water damage. It might be. I don't fully remember, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, come on, you can get it. Screenless iPhone 6. I don't remember the story with this one. It might work. Actually, I think it actually is FMI on, so I should get a screen. Not FMI on, FMI off, so I should get a screen for it. iPhone 8. I did replace the screen on this, but I gave this to someone so they could use it as like a backup phone. They just paid me like $40 to keep it for like a month or so. And of course, me doing a nice gesture just kind of didn't work out for me, because yes, I got the phone back, but they're like, oh yeah, it kind of cracked us. I'm like, yeah, I'm never letting you have anything of mine ever again. Screw you. iPhone 7, slightly cracked screen. Works totally fine though. Yeah, nothing else to really say about that. How much storage do you have though? No. I think the iPhone 8 I just showed was a 64 gig. This is an iPhone 7, duh, it's a 32 gig. Not too special. One of two iPhone 7s I have that doesn't have a screen and will probably never work again. This one, I remember, like, I got it when it had I think it was this one or the other one. No, it's this one that, like, it had a screen that was so cracked, it would just, like, flap up and down when you'd like to move it. And it was kind of sad because I got this very early 2020 in my usual Target bin, and I think Ian Locker said it was purchased either in early 2020 or really late 2019. So they had this phone for like a month or two and it got destroyed, so they had to put it in the bin. This one, the screen was just destroyed beyond belief, but not nearly as bad. That one, all it does is, I think it's just the charging port gets hot and nothing else. This one, actually no, not the charging port, the CPU. This one, the home button gets really warm and that's it. It'll probably never work again. They're both really water damaged like you would expect. Gold iPhone 7. I think this was just found one day. It was just found on the street, and the person who gave it to me said they tried to contact the original owner and they just said nothing. So I was like, oh, whatever, I'll take your word for it. Works though. I think it's just bypassed. Absolutely destroyed iPhone 7. This thing used to work, but it suddenly stopped working. I remember I tried to text the original owner when I found this, but they had some weird thing going on with their number. It was basically like, oh, if it's not a known number to this person, it's blocked. So I'm like, how are you supposed to meet people? How do you know to like unblock a specific number? That just seems very, how would you do that? This is a gold iPhone 6S, has no screen. Was bypassed though, so I could put a screen on it to make it work eventually. Just have to get a third party home button. Okay, time for another jump cut. All right, we're over here now. Let's see. This actually might be the iPhone 6 one of my friends in high school gave me that's water damage. I can't really remember, but this one's not doing anything. But I remember, actually no, never mind. This is a 6S. He gave me a 6. Yeah, the battery's dead in this one. I think it works though. I don't even know if I have that phone anymore. Or it could be this one, I don't know. This phone is super lightweight, so I don't think it has a battery, but I think it's FMI off, so I should give it a battery. This iPhone 6, the screen's a little cracked on it, but yeah, it works. Well, the screen digitizer was actually kind of messed up, but I'm pretty sure that one's FMI off as well. This one works totally fine. Let's see, what's the info on it? It is a 16 gig on 12.5.5. That's to be expected. This is an iPhone 6. You can see it's actually slightly bent. Battery's dead right now, but I'm pretty sure it still works, and it's FMI off, so it's worth getting a new frame for. This iPhone 6 is silver, and I think this one works totally fine. The battery's just dead on it. This iPhone 6, the screen's quite cracked on it, but it works. I mean, it's FMI off, as you can clearly see. Let's see, no software update. Betting it's a 16 gig. Yep, it's a 16 gig. This iPhone 6 is extremely lightweight, and the button just doesn't press, so I'm not too sure what the deal with this one is. I can't quite remember. This iPhone 6s works totally fine. It's just a gold one. I think it's a 16 gig. This one, this was a native Union case. I don't actually quite like this case. It's an iPhone 6. This one came from my sibling's university phone bin. Oh, yes, phone bin. I forgot I did that. This one is, yep, just another 16 gig on 12.5.7. This is an iPhone 8. It's a 64 gig, I think, but it has a disgusting amount of personal information on it. It's FMI on. I still need to contact the original owner to see if they want it back or if I'm just going to reset it. I think their iCloud account password is just in their notes, though, which is truly something. This is I think it's an iPhone 8. Let's see, though. Yeah, it's an iPhone 8, a 64 gig on 15.6.1. It's in really good shape. I'd say it's pretty much mint, especially with this case on. Case is a little messed up here, but other than that, it's totally fine. iPhone SE 2020, the lock screen is just a picture of some kid who I'm betting is the original owner. I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but I did try to contact the original owner, and the number is clearly deactivated because when I sent it from my iPhone, it was just a green text, and they never got back to me, and the SIM card had like no contacts on it besides like the default T-Mobile ones or the Metro ones, whatever, same thing. So yeah, that one's probably just going to be iCloud locked forever, unfortunately. Quite sad. Samsung Galaxy J7V, I think this is. I'll check though. Let's see, you are a J3V. Oh, that's close. Yeah, works fine. Pretty good shape. Older J3, I think this is the 2016 one. Pretty sure this one works, it's just dead right now. I think this is an LG K7. I know it works, it's just the battery's dead. Galaxy J3E, one of my friends in real life actually gave this to me. I know it works, just the battery's dead. This is a Galaxy J3 that's what it says on the boot up anyway, but I think it's just a 2016 Galaxy J3. Yeah, works totally fine, just not the fastest, as you'd expect. This is a Samsung Galaxy Express Prime. It also works, I think. Oh wait, no, this one's weird. Like, it works, but the digitizer, even though looking completely fine, it doesn't do anything, as you can see. I don't know how that's possible. I may fix it sometime. We'll see. I'm not too sure about it. It's a low priority device for sure. This is another LG K series phone. I almost thought it was a G4 when I first got it. Oh, it's on, okay. I was gonna say I was about to take the back off just to check, but now I can just check the normal way. I remember this phone being very slow. About phone. Ah, it's a K8V. Yeah, close enough. I thought it was a K4 or something like that, but those are ultra low end. This is one of my favorite phones. Snapchat, no. This is a Moto G3, which would only just be a pretty boring phone, but when you look at this back, I mean, this back is awesome. It's clearly like one of those, my Moto, like, customizations, but this Arizona T, or I guess Vaporwave color, I'm gonna go with Arizona T because I think Vaporwave is cringe, is awesome. It just looks so good. I kind of wish the replacement screen on this thing was better though, because it has a replacement screen, and I don't know if like all Moto G3 screens are like this, but just the digitizer on this thing is just kind of not the greatest. I mean, it's not going to demonstrate on camera because of course it's not, but when I slide this thing, like try to slide around, it's not very nice. This is a Moto, oh god, Droid Turbo, is it Droid Turbo 1? Or no, it's the Droid Turbo, this is the original Droid Turbo. I don't think this one works, it doesn't turn on, and I think there's a lot wrong with it. However, this one works totally fine, and this is the rarer 64 gig version, and this one's in very good shape. I'd say damn near mint. Yes, this screen is lovely. It looks so good. I'm very glad to have this phone, especially considering it's a 64 gig one. And those I've checked, they're still quite expensive online, which is shocking. Just move over here slightly. This is a Galaxy J3. I found it literally on the sidewalk or in the bushes. No, it was in the grass near the sidewalk, near my old house like a few years ago. Unfortunately, this thing shows no signs of life. I don't know why I still have this. Alcatel One Touch phone of some sort. I know it works, it just doesn't have a battery right now. HTC M7 on Verizon. I know this one works, but the battery's dead. The Sprint one I have also works, and it's not dead. This one's in much better shape, but I think I can never do anything with the network being on, because I don't know, it just, anytime would like the Wi-Fi would be connected, it would just disconnect itself like all the time. It was really annoying. ZTE Avid Trio, I mean, this thing looks like it was literally ran over. I've never properly tried to test it before. Another LG K4 series phone. This one, or I think it might be a K or a K7, I don't, wait, is it a K7? I think it's a K7. Yeah, this one's an AT&T and it's Google locked. I haven't tried. I don't think I've been able to bypass it, unfortunately. I remember trying, it just didn't work. This is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Active. One of my friends who works at a phone repair store gave this to me, so thank you. Got some pretty nasty burn-in in the charging port that does that sometimes. Well, not the actual port, but the cover for it. But other than that, it works fine. So I love this gold color in the buttons, and I like the physical buttons. This is a Samsung Galaxy On 5. Works totally fine, but this one is Google locked. I got it way after this one because I guess the Google lock method was patched. This is the one I've had since 2018. It works totally fine. Nothing too special about it. This is a Galaxy Grand Prime, which is more or less the same as the one, as the On 5, except this I think has a Snapdragon 410 and the On 5 has an Exynos chip. Or Exynos, however you pronounce it. I'll explain. These are two ZTE phones, I forget the model number of. Oddly, both of them don't work, even though this one looks like it should work, and this one's just cracked. This is an LG X series phone, I think. Let me check. Yes, lead AirPod mode on. Okay, what are you? I know I got this in the phone lot. I keep saying I was low-key fleeced on. Oh, it's an LG Tribute. I almost thought it was like one of the LG like X series phones, but it's not. Those are too rare. Pretty beat up. I think this is on Boost Mobile. Now this Wow phone, whatever. This was from my sibling's university phone bin, and the reason behind this cursed wallpaper is because I guess their way of thinking is, oh, this is a generic welcome phone, so let's make it as cursed Android as possible. And this picture is known as Abood, and there's several versions of it, and it's just kind of an inside joke between the phone bin server. I mean, it's a very chaotic place, but I still recommend you join. I've put a link in the... I'm not a Discord user. I'm really not on there much at all, but I have put a link in the description of that server in one of my videos, so I can put it in this one too, if you'd like. Let's keep that on. This is basic. It's similar. This one's similar to an LG Fortune, but it's not. I think it has slightly better specs. So let's see what. No, not Wi-Fi. See what this is. I think it's running Android 8. Aristo 2 Plus. Close enough. I know it's supposed to have like a blue back, which makes sense. Maybe like the power button on it is also like a nice shade of blue, but I don't have that back. This is an LG Fortune. It works totally fine. The track phone version of the LG Fortune. This one's Google locked, and oops. This one's Google locked, and I can't bypass it. LG Fortune, it works fine. These LG Fortunes bore me so much. They're just, you know, typical crap LG phones. I think, yeah, this is the original LG Aristo, I think. Maybe it be the Aristo too. Let's check. Very similar to a Fortune. Surprising. No, surprise, surprise. Yep, it's the original LG Aristo. Which I swear, I always thought the original LG Aristo was basically just the LG Leon, but that could have been an alternate universe. Who knows? Samsung Galaxy A01. This thing does not work, unfortunately. It shows no signs of life. Alcatel One X, I think. I don't remember if this... I don't think this has ever done anything, or if it has, it's just messed up. This looks like it's a Aristo, but it's not. It's actually just, I think it might be another Fortune. Let's see. It's just got this gray screen protector on it. Oh, pin. I don't want to show that. It's not my usual pin, but it matters to me. I don't want to show that stuff. What are you? This might be actually... oh, it's the Fortune 2. That makes plenty of sense, actually. No wonder it's running a newer version of Android. All right, prepare for another jump cut. All right, let's continue. So this is a gold Galaxy S7. This thing is in so close to being in great shape, except this little nick in the corner right there. Otherwise, it'd be perfect. Besides that, though, the screen is totally fine. It's on AT&T. Very nice. This is a Google Pixel original, and I think it's really blue. I remember when I first got this thing, it had so many problems. Like the battery was bloated super badly, which inevitably broke the screen, so that needed replaced. But unfortunately, this thing has broken speakers, so it makes no sound, and the mid-frame's broken, so this thing, like, well, the screen's always going to be pushing out no matter what, because the battery being bloated messed up the mid-frame, which is quite a shame. Still cool to have nonetheless, though. This is a Windows Phone HTC One M8. This one I don't think works, though. That one's in pretty bad shape anyway. This one does, though. Yeah, yes, it is in fact a Windows Phone. I do have the non-Windows Phone version, though, which is right here. Oh, did it die? Ah, I guess it died. I know it works, though. This is a Cricket Icon, one of probably the worst phones ever made. It's a Tinno OEM phone. Oh, I guess this one died, too. Galaxy J3V. This one works totally fine. Not much to say about it. It's just a basic mid-range phone. This is an Alcatel Idol. Oh, jeez, I forget. This one, the screen does technically work, but the digitizer is pretty messed up, so I really haven't been able to do a lot with it. And I see, I think it's the 1970. That's great. Yeah, it doesn't fully work. I need to replace it eventually. It seems like a neat phone. Probably, it's one of Alcatel's better phones. They don't really try to make good phones, it seems. Motorola, I think this is an E5. This one's dead. Yeah, this one I found in the bin, I think. One of them's a bin find, and this one, oh, I'm in wide angle now. I don't want to do that. That's cool, but no thanks. Anyway, this one is not a bin find. This was given to me by a friend in high school. This was his old main phone. Is this one dead too? Yeah, they both work though. I know this one's not unlocked, but this one is. This is a Galaxy S7 and a friend in high school gave me as well. Oh, needs a pin. As you can see, it is quite beat up. It's delaminating. It's pretty badly cracked, and the back is an absolute horrible mess. Like, it's super scratched up, cracked, and the camera lens is mixed. The camera lens is missed. Not the lens is missing, but like the glass for the camera is missing, and so of course the sensor is all really dirty. And then here's the same phone, same color, and except basically mint condition. What that one could have and should have been, but you know what? This one's unlocked and that one's on Sprint, so I'm not super. Oh, actually no, it's on T-Mobile. Same difference to me though. So I'm not too inclined to fix this one. This one is perfect though. Galaxy S6 on Verizon. This a former binner gave to me, Murphy123, or his real name Brendan. He quit a long time ago, but I still remember him. I hope if you're out there, I hope you're still doing good, dude. I miss you. Until I do that with your phone. I'm so sorry. My hands are so buttery now. Yes, this phone's practically mint. Interestingly, though, this has the motherboard from this phone in it because he thought that this one had a bad battery, but replacing the battery, like swapping the battery that was in this phone, it still didn't fix it, so we just swapped motherboards and now it works. So this one's basically just a shell. I know the phone, the AMOLED's super bad on that phone. This is a Motorola. What Motorola is this? I actually don't remember. So we're just gonna check. This is a Motorola Moto G5 Plus. Interesting. Very cool. Good phone. This is an iPhone 10 that's FMI on and has a picture of someone's face as their lock screen, so I'm not going to even turn it on. This is a Schrock Volt, some cheap phone. It's dead and I can't Google Lock bypass it. Oh wait, it's not dead. It's just, yeah, stuck on that screen because I can't Google Lock bypass it. The one method I found didn't seem to work, unfortunately. This is a blue phone of some sort that's, of course, got the Scotch tape method to fix the screen. You have to crunch it in to press the power button or else it won't work. Yeah, see, even that didn't work. Come on. Yeah, that makes it extremely difficult to use. Same with the tape. I'm persistent. I need to find out what type of phone this is. I think this is one of the ones that came preloaded with bloatware, though. So, not bloatware, viruses. So, good job, Blue. It's the Life 1 X2. Interesting. Why does it have software buttons for... That's so interesting. This is a blue Galaxy J7 or maybe even a J3. It's dead though. Works. I know it works fine though. HTC One M8 Windows Phone with a case. The battery seems to be dead, but this one I know works. Galaxy X6 Active. I really butchered the pronunciation of that. Galaxy S6 Active. I know this does not work as a dead motherboard, and this is not a bin find. This was given to me by someone. Galaxy S5 in practically mint condition. It's very nice. Also, another Galaxy S5 in practically mint condition. This one was also given to me by Murphy123. Enter that pin. There we go. No, not Google Photos. What are you doing? Yes, this one works fine as well. What are you doing? Stop. Stop! This is a white Galaxy S5. This one also works. Very nice. Sky Devices phone. Yes, very inspired by the iPhone 11, of course. Another phone, that really cheap phone I can't Google Lock bypass. It's basically the same method as the Schrock Vault, so of course it didn't work. BlackBerry Priv, an absolutely beautiful phone. I really wish they made a very modern version of this because I would so buy it. Like, I'm not even kidding. I would use it. I try to use this and to say it's neat, but it's like, man, is it slow these days. And it burns up because of that Snapdragon 808 processor. Such a pretty phone. Ugh. Why, BlackBerry? Why do you do this? LG Nexus 5X, rest in peace, Soldier. This thing got, of course, the infamous boot loop. LG K20 Plus. This one has a good back but cracked screen. It has personal stuff on it, though. The lock screen, a bunch of people, so I'm not going to show it. Opposite K20 Plus, where it has good screen, not so nice back, and really not so nice frame. I should just swap the frames around. That'd be nice. Galaxy S8, I still need to fix. It's got a cracked back and a pretty badly cracked front display and a pretty big black spot that's been, I swear, been growing every single year. Not super inclined to fix it though, since it's on Boost Mobile, unfortunately, so it's not like I can use it. But then again, it's a 2017 phone. It's not like it's very usable anymore. Well, I'm sure it is. It's just, you know, getting old. S8 in blue, in much better shape. The only problem with it is it has like a slightly cracked back. I still haven't even set this up. Well, I have, but I haven't made it look like the other phones. I need to get to doing that. Excuse me. This is an Alcatel, not an Alcatel, this is a T-Mobile Revel. One of my friends from high school, that I'm still good friends with, gave this to me. It doesn't work. Motorola, I think this is an X-Play. I don't know. This thing has serious hardware issues. Like, it doesn't even know that it has a modem, so it freaks out and it doesn't boot, and you can't do like a Motorola recovery thing. This is an LG G6. This one I actually made. It was my old main phone from like 2018 to 2020. This thing sucked. It was only good for like a few months. It's a terrible phone. This phone is basically why I'm glad that LG got out of there, because yes, it's all fast when nothing's happening, but this thing would always get really warm and slow to a crawl. It's pretty though. The Ice Platinum one, this phone does not work. It's in really quite bad shape, and someone must have tried to custom ROM it, and it's totally bricked. LG Stylo 2, battery's dead, but it kind of works, and the screen's really messed up. It has lines everywhere, and it thinks it's pressing the home button all the time. This one I didn't show you guys, but this is actually a Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Totally destroyed. You see the big dent in the back. The camera glass is totally really messed up. The frame is just scraped everywhere. This thing must have been ran over by a car. Look at the screen, and yet it does show signs of life. When you look up to a charger, it does buzz, so clearly it still works. So that is going to be a restore project eventually. We'll see about that. Okay, I'm just going to have to do a quick jump cut here. And we're back. This is a BlackBerry Key 1. This is also another really cool phone. I wish it were faster though, otherwise I'd use it. It's not as pretty as the Priv, but still good. This one's basically mint. All I had to do was replace the battery and the back, and it was perfect. Yes. Really neat though. I like the fact that you can slide it, well, it's messing up on here, but you can slide around with the keypad. I mean, they were very smart with what they wanted to do with the keypad. It's just, why can't they do this in modern day? I would literally have a BlackBerry if they knew what they were doing these days, but of course, they're gone. Oops, no, not Messenger. Why all phones want to open Messenger? This is an LG G3. Works totally fine. It is about to die, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. This is a Moto... I think this is a Moto E of some sort, but let me check. This might be... This is a Moto E5 Play. That's what I thought. LG G4 with the leather back. This one does not have a battery. The one it came with was bloated, but I know it works. This LG G4 also has a leather back, no bloated battery. Interestingly, it says Verizon. I'm pretty sure it's on Sprint. No. Yeah, this one works totally fine. Yeah, it's on Sprint. You can see the apps, but yes, this one works totally fine. Somehow. I don't think I've ever connected to this. I connected this thing to the internet like once. I do not want this thing to die, seriously. No. It's like I have to talk to a bunch of bad dogs. This is an LG Stylo 1. It works totally fine. It's actually in pretty good shape. This is a Galaxy S7 with a, ew, nasty case on it. It's just picking up everything. Despite the literal hole in the OLED screen. Like, yes, that is a hole you're looking at. Like, I'm touching the raw screen. Like, that is, and you can see it. There's a hole in the screen. And yet, it's, oh yeah, excuse me, it's a Galaxy S7 Edge. And yet, it totally works fine. Like, how is this possible? I don't get it. It's on AT&T, and I could unlock it, so I should be able to fix it sometime. I know the back is fine, but I keep it in the case all the time. I believe this is a Galaxy S7, not S7, J7 of some sort, but let's check. It is, yes, it's just a Galaxy J7. Works fine besides the pretty cracked screen. Same exact phone, yeah, J7 2017. This one also works. This is an LG G Vista, I think. It does work, but the battery's dead on. Oh, actually, no, it's not dead. Never mind. Just the power button is really hard to press. It's one of those phones where it's like it's huge but low end. I mean, you can see just like the screen's very washed out and like quite pixelated. Yeah, and this thing I think only has a Snapdragon 410, so it is certainly not fast. It wasn't even fast for its time either. One of my friends in high school gave me this. This is a Google Pixel 3a. I don't know the color, but it's just white with this orange power button. It works. I don't know why it's just stuck on the Google boot screen, but I know this thing works. Oh my god. This is a Motorola Z3 Play with a battery pack mod on it. I came with it. I didn't even buy it. This works fine. Where is the power? Oh, here it is. Actually, no. Is it built into the fingerprint scanner? I am much confused now. I think it might have died, but yeah, this thing works totally fine. Galaxy Note 5 without a back. It's white. Also works if the battery's dead. This Note 5 did work if it has down a battery, but it got super bloated and broke the back off the phone. Yes, I'm serious. This Note 5, I don't think has ever worked. Again, I think it has a dead AMOLED, so there's that. Weird Kickstarter Ubik Uno phone. This one works. It's just really strange. I mean, I guess it was cheap, like, edgeless phone. I mean, yes, we still see the bezels. It's a pretty neat design. I mean, I don't know if it's like an ODM thing or what, but still, it's cool to have, even though this is just like, I guess this company was not good to its customers, like a lot of Kickstarter or startups are. iPhone XR, product red. This thing is awesome. Oh, yes, Face ID. That does work. Yep, I got this. Well, Isaac Graves got this from an AT&T bin. We both visit, and he just let me have it, so thank you. This is the next restore project. S20 FE comes after this, but this is top priority right now because this will be a great backup phone. Galaxy Note 3 with a leather back. This one has the stylus. Yes, it died, but I know it works. This one is just a shell, basically, but it did work. No battery, but this one works. It has the stylus. This one does not have the stylus, but it does work, and it's actually on right now, as you can see. I can't believe this phone's 10 years old. Like, and I bet you they're still making custom ROMs for this thing. I wouldn't even be surprised. Just such a good phone. Another Note 3 with some tape on it, no stylus. Frame's pretty banged up on all of these, but that's just kind of expected. That's kind of how they all go. Another Note 5. What does it say on here? Dead broadband. Yes, this one does have a dead broadband, I remember. Cracked screen. Works, though. Yes, I remember someone else put that Post-it note on there. Just found it like that in the bin, but I kept it there. Galaxy J3 with a generic bulky case on it. Alright, this thing just randomly not work all the time, but it works now, so no worries there. No, not developer options. What are you? Oh, it's just Galaxy J7. Makes sense. No. Freaking Messenger, I swear to God. LG Stylo 3, not the Stylo 3 Plus, just the LG Stylo 3. In typical LG fashion, this boot loops. Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, this thing came from the AT&T bin and was totally destroyed, but I restored it to perfection. It is now more or less in mint condition besides its tiny little nick on the earpiece speaker, but that's literally it. I'm mad though, because I did just kind of realize this is not a glass bag. Oh, what the heck? That's a shame. Anyway, this is not a glass back because, I mean, just listen to it and it like presses in. Glass does not do that. So yeah, don't buy replacement backs from, I think the company was sell for less, or I don't know. I'd have to find it. I'll put the link or something. I'll remember it when I actually edit this video and stuff. But yeah, I'll find the brand just to warn y'all, so, you know, don't buy replacement parts from them. iPhone 8 Plus, this thing works totally fine. I'm pretty sure it's blacklisted though. One of my friends in high school gave this to me and I question where he got it from. iPhone 7 Plus, this one I think is iCloud locked. Another iPhone 7 Plus, this came from that phone lot I got on eBay with a bunch of stuff. The battery was totally cooked in this. I think I tried to iCloud lock bypass it with the old Apple method, the request, and it was denied. iPhone 6s Plus, person I am no longer friends with gave this to me. It used to work, but the battery must have stopped working because it doesn't turn on anymore. iPhone 7 Plus Rose Gold. This one I remember is blacklisted, but iCloud lock bypassed. The Fear Rain one, or not Fear Rain. Was it Fear Rain? No, it's Checkmate bypassed. This is another iPhone 7 Plus. I actually don't remember what's the story about this one. It appears to be dead though. This one is on Sprint, I remember, because of the camera glass. It's blacklisted, but it was on FMI off, so oh well. Oopsie. Samsung Galaxy A10, the World Edition. This one works totally fine. It's actually dual SIM, which is neat because we don't get that. iPhone 6s Plus with this nice, cute little flowery or sunflower, whatever flower this is. I'm not very good with my flowers. Pop socket, this nice clear case. Battery life sucks on it, but yeah, literally 1%, but it works besides that. Just try to move over here. This is an iPhone 6s Plus Rose Gold. I think it was iCloud locked, I don't know. ZTE phone of some sort. What are you? Let's find out. Oh, I hate it. I hate that you have to hold it on the ZTE phones. I just don't like that. Let's see, what is this? Because I don't remember. I think it's unlocked though, so if I wanted to, I could put my SIM card in it. But why would I? About phone. Model number Z971, whatever that means. LG Stylo 5, despite it looking fine, it actually has a broken screen. It doesn't do anything. Pink iPhone 6 Plus, I think one of my friends in high school gave this to me, I think. Galaxy A20 got from the phone lot. Still can't find good replacement screens for this, otherwise I would have fixed it by now. LG Stylo 4, or is this a Stylo 4 or 4 Plus? I can't tell them apart. They look identical. Let's see. This is just a regular Stylo 4. It's quite cracked, but it does work besides that. Back's pretty scuffed up too. This is a Moto E6, I think. I thought it was, I think, or is it an E5 Supra? I don't know. Let's look. System. Yep, it is a Moto E5 Supra. I was kind of close. I remember thinking it was a Moto G6 at first, but nope, not quite. Did the back just pop open? Oh, it did. I hope that's not the battery doing that. That's concerning. Google Pixel XL in this nice case. Isaac Graves gave this to me. I traded this for, and I gave him an iPhone 6s Plus, and he gave this to me, so thank you. Very appreciated. Seems like it's dead, but I know it works. LG Stylo 4 or 4 Plus. This one's in great shape. Oh, geez, sorry if my camera work's getting sloppy. It's very hard to reach these. Phones from all the way back here. This is the Stylo 4 Plus. I mean, it looks no different on the outside. Has better specs, though. I know that. That's the only difference I know for sure. Just gonna move up a bit. This is a LG Stylo 4, again. Nexus 6P in terrible shape, shows no signs of life. Look, I mean, seriously, look at the thing. As I've said when I first found this thing, I will never forget the Android fanboys at the time for making fun of anyone who didn't have the Nexus series. I mean, they were serious neckbeards about it, and look at your precious phones now, all destroyed, and they all started boot looping within a year. Ha ha. huge ZTE phone. Let's see, I don't remember the model number of this. This one works even though it is horribly cracked. Come on, just do what you're supposed to, please. Top phone. It is the N9560. I remember having to, no, Google Lock bypassed that one, but the method I used doesn't work anymore because this is the same phone and I can't get it un-Google locked. ZTE phone of some sort. This just stopped turning on for some reason, so it must have stopped working. Just gonna move over here real fast. Okay. T-Mobile Revel of some sort. Even though it looks fine, the screen doesn't, the digitizer doesn't work, and it just spams notifications. So when it's, because I think, I don't know how, or the system one, so I'm not turning it on. Blue Studio 2 XL. This phone was my sibling's main phone, I think in high school for like a year or two. This thing is kind of a piece of crap, but it is huge. Yes, Studio XL2. They were not a fan of this phone. My trusty OnePlus 7T. This was my main phone from 2020 to 2022. Pretty nice, but I mean, the battery life just wasn't cutting it. And, you know, I just wanted to give iOS a try temporarily, and I was like, oh wait, I actually like this way better. This was still a very good Android phone. I'll be forever grateful for it. And the largest phone in my collection, this T-Mobile Revel V Plus 5G. That's quite a name, quite the mouthful, but fitting for such a large phone. It's a very pretty phone too for such a budget thing, even though people don't seem to like it. I guess it's unreliable. I don't know. But yeah, that is all for my phones. I unfortunately messed them up, so I can't really zoom out much, but yes. After this, I will show some pictures I took of, me and my sibling took of the correct collection rather, just, you know, see it in its full beauty. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this really long video. I cannot believe you guys watched these all the way through. I mean, seriously, the watch time tells me everything. Like, y'all really watch it all. It's like I just don't believe it. I really don't. If it weren't for y'all, I would not be making these type of videos. Seriously, they're such a pain to make, but you know what? It's worth it. Yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one, and yeah, that's all for now. Oops, it looks like I forgot a phone, and how could I forget a phone other than my main phone, the iPhone 11 I found in 2021. Here it is now. It is doing fine, as you'd expect. Here's the back. This case needs cleaned a little bit. But yeah, for real now, this is the last phone. I have showed everything as of now, so you guys will be able to get to enjoy some pretty nice pictures of my collection. Yeah.